Welcome to the Keep Up Podcast. How did we do it? Welcome to the... We'll do it live! We'll do it live! Let's do a throwback. Give me my hat. I can't reach it.
There's no hat for you now. This is my podcast now.
Oh, that's classic. Welcome to episode number 50 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Where we put on socks before we put on our gloves.
Tim, what episode of the Vodcast is this?
This, my friends, is episode 50 because we don't care. It's 50 everywhere. I decided that this is 50.
We got to line them up sometime.
Yeah, so why not
good.
the epitome? I know we've talked about episode 14 being awesome.
Honestly,
you
that's
just
usually
said
you.
Episode 20.
I think 26.
26?
Might be the golden calf. Actually, that's not a good thing.
Why?
It's number 26 is good. It's a good one.
Okay.
I call it it's a golden egg. It's the golden ticket.
It's the goose's.
It's the goose's
caboose.
kibosh.
Okay, I'm
the
glad.
Goose kibosh.
Yeah, what is a goose kibosh?
I mean, it's all context.
Okay.
It just depends what you're talking about.
I mean, you're the puzzle and I'm solving it.
I've always said that.
Okay, so
salty. What?
What? Salty?
Number 50.
Yes, number 50. We
All
decided.
around.
Yes, we decided to make it 50. It's going to be a spectacular episode, so why not make it spectacular all around?
Exactly. And now every time. Actually, wait, you don't even have to say what episode it is anymore.
Right, because it'll be consistently the same.
Right.
So this will be the last time you hear me specifically point out Vodcast.
I highly doubt that.
I will
'cause you
make
love
sure
to talk about the
every
Vodcast.
episode I will bring up the Vodcast.
Right, that's
but it'll
great.
be the last time you hear about it this week.
We don't have to talk about the number.
We still can. But it'll be the same.
But it will be redundant at that
Yes.
point.
So if you're watching the Vodcast, you'll see a jump, I think, from like 37 or like maybe even 40. I don't even know what number we hit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 30, late 30s.
Late 30.
Yeah.
So you'll see it go from like late 30 and then there'll be a big chunk and then 50.
Yeah,
But watch this and it'll make sense. If you don't,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just watch it. You think there will be some people who will be like, nah, I got to watch all of them. I can't just jump to 50.
Yeah.
Little do they know.
There isn't anything.
There's nothing else.
And what if they never watch 50? Do you think I should retroactively go back into an episode and put it at the end?
No.
No? You think?
That's actually not a bad idea. I just wanted to say no, like defiantly, like
Yeah.
I'm sticking to my guns.
Speaking of sticking to our guns,
Yeah.
this podcast
Yeah.
is going to be special
So special.
because we're going to do favorites.
Favorite!
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Wow.
Favorite.
Yes, we decided.
Favorites.
You guys have been listening to us talk about things for 50 years now.
Yep. We do one podcast a year.
So that's why it's 50th special. So we decided to give back to you. So you guys could listen to us talk about our favorite things.
So we're going to do the same thing.
Yes.
Where you just listen to us.
Yes. I noticed my mic's a little lower than usual.
You can adjust it.
Yeah, it's the 50th. Anything could happen.
It's good that you just said it because some people are only listening and now they know you adjusted
Right.
your mic.
I want to make sure that the audio listeners get as much as the podcast.
Right. It's like you're watching it.
At this point, I don't want to separate them anymore.
It's almost like an old-timey radio show.
old time radio.
And then Timothy noticed his microphone was a little too low for his liking.
Ha! Why is it too low? That was like a female William Shatner.
That's exactly what that was.
Or maybe a baby Shatner.
Baby Shats.
Yep. I don't like that.
All right.
So before we go into our usual categories,
yeah.
I have a little gift
Okay.
for us. Let me just. So
Wait, before you go into gift,
yeah.
this isn't just going to be us interrupting each other the whole time. But
Yes.
were you saying, so the specialness of
Yes.
this episode is the favorites?
Favorites, yeah. So each category, we're gonna go through each category,
Yeah.
every category,
All of them.
all of them, and
All of
say
them.
like our favorite. Like if it's a video game, we'll say our favorite video game,
Oh.
and talk about why we love it so much.
Right.
And hopefully you guys will play it or listen to it or eat it.
Dude,
or
it's not all
sniff
video
it.
games.
That's just where I go,
For
man.
a second, can we not make everything about video games?
You know what, Brett? For you, I will do that.
Okay, now that second's over.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to making everything about video games.
Video games.
You know what I heard today?
What?
That Spawn is going to be in the upcoming Mortal Kombat.
Why? Well, he's at Soul Calibur. He just gets around. But we're not here to talk about stuff.
Sorry. That might have been wrong information, actually.
Why'd you say it then?
I'm pretty sure that's what my friend told me.
I mean, it could be possible.
Sorry, yeah.
What, Mortal Kombat 11 or DLC?
Honestly, Tim, I'm not trying to talk about video games right now. So favorites is what we're going to do.
You give me ulcers, but I have a gift.
Yeah, what's your gift?
So, Brett, can you give me a piece of paper?
Strangely, yes.
Yes.
Did you know I was going to have a notebook?
No,
this
but
time?
it turns out it works.
Do you need to keep it the whole time? Or?
Yes, I just need, you can just rip it. Oh, listen to that. So,
You need a pen too?
Nope, I just need the paper.
Oh, all right.
So,
This is strange.
So long ago, in our early podcast days, we're going back to our 14th spectacular.
Yeah.
I for Valentine's Day,
Ode to Chicks.
Yes, I decided to write a poem called Ode to Chicks.
Yeah.
And to commemorate that, I decided to write a sequel poem.
You wrote a sequel to Ode to Chicks.
Ode to Chicks 2.
Wow.
So, just like last time.
Yeah.
And let me pull out my digital thing. So this is Ode to Chicks 2. This is dedicated to all those chickens out there that just don't get the respect they deserve.
Right.
I'm not going to make it through this, Brett.
I might not because I'm in person this time. When we recorded that one, I was in a different country.
Mm-hmm. And that, with the latency, you laughed for like 10 minutes, but it turned out to be 2 seconds. So.
Right.
Ode to Chicks number 2.
Hang on. All right.
Chicken
is
the way.
Start
Chicken
over.
is the life.
Okay.
Chicken wants to play. Chicken is my wife. Chicken is fried. Chickens have eggs.
They do.
Chickens have died.
Oh, gosh.
Chickens have legs. Chickens have bones. Chickens get swifty. Chickens put on their headphones and listen to TKU number 50. And folks, Ode to Chicks number 2.
It's honestly,
I'm telling you, this is my best work.
it's rare that the sequel rivals the original.
It is.
But I think this is one of those moments.
Thank you, Brett.
I'm moved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm touched.
Yes.
I'm changed.
I'm glad. That's the idea, to get awareness that chickens are there.
Well said.
Thanks.
This is a beautiful moment.
Ode to Chicks 2. Go listen to the first one.
Episode 14.
It's right at the beginning. The first 10 minutes, you will hear Ode to Chicks.
So you say 14 is our best, you think?
14, I made it our best. But now I've decided to push it in the dust.
Right.
Push it on the ground and be like, no.
Right.
I got to up myself.
So it was the best until you knocked it down a peg.
Yes.
And you said, nah, 50 is the
50's got to be the one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put 50 on the throne.
Yes.
Right?
The Game of Thrones.
The Game of Thrones.
Bring it back to video games.
If you decide to go that route with Game of Thrones.
So, oh yeah. You guys can get this paper on eBay.
You going to post that?
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe I'll sign it and send it to a lucky fan.
Well, I mean, this has so far been the best podcast ever.
I'm just saying.
Can we, how do you feel about jumping into some reflections right quick?
Yeah, that's, wait. Yes. Are reflections before stupid questions?
Sure.
We've been doing this for 50 years now. You think I'd know.
Right. We haven't, although we actually, I don't believe we've had a podcast thus far with both reflections and stupid questions.
Okay.
I say reflections first because it's the past.
Yes.
We want to put the past to bed and then move forward.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, reflections real quick.
Yep.
Please, a moment to reflect.
So, you know, like you said, it's a special episode. It's kind of a bit of a landmark. So I've been thinking a lot about things we want to do differently, and I'm just excited about this episode. So I was listening to our last episode, kind of taking some mental notes, and I don't know if, okay, we've been recording sporadically putting out episodes not the week of recording, like we did for most of our podcasting career. We put it out the week that we recorded it. So I don't know if not doing that has messed with my brain a little bit, but oh my heavens.
What?
Episode number 49.
49.
Felt great to me. And then I listened to it today. I swear the only things that came out of my mouth were things that we've discussed on past episodes. Like in their entirety, like as if I was reading lines transcribed from past episodes.
I do have to say I did bait you into some previous conversations.
Right.
Like
so that might say something about our brains and how they identify things and respond to things. But like I have a list here that I want to run by you.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Some of them I'm positive were repeats. And this is partially an apology to the audience because I'm sure somebody was listening and was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard all of this before. If you
deja vu.
Yeah, I mean, if you've caught up. And granted, I mean, podcasts are conversations and you're going to say some of the things you said before, but I mean, everything we talked about, you would bring up something and then I would respond with something that I'm almost sure we've talked about before. So some of them I know.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The Ninja Turtles Roach episode, the like scary one.
Yes.
Definitely discussed that
Definitely.
before. 100%. And with each of these, it's like I talked about specific parts of them that I know I brought up before. It's not even like new angles of
I
them.
assume your brain just has this impression of it, and like for the rest of your life, like when you tell a story, like from your childhood or whatever, you generally tell it the same way every time, just because it's also how a good storyteller like tells stories.
True, and there are the parts that I'm excited about, like, but just in this format, like I'm just like, okay, this is something I need to be more cautious of in the future because I want people to be able to enjoy episodes individually. And if I'm listening to them and I'm like, okay, dude, like you have already said this.
It's like I heard this 2 podcasts ago. Shut up.
So the Ninja Turtles episode, you brought up Power Rangers because you've been watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers again. Not again, you've been going through it.
Yeah, I gave it a chance, like a second chance after the movies.
Right, and we'd already discussed it in the past, and I brought up like the Green versus Red Ranger concepts, and also how Zach dances all the time, and I'm pretty sure I said that exact same thing the first time we discussed it. Do you recall? I'm pretty sure I did that.
Yes, I mean I remember like Saber-Tooth Tiger and
I know, yeah, that was more of like like a running gag.
Yes,
you gotta like identify the differences. And there's a difference.
Yeah, so that that's fine to bring that back.
Saber-Tooth Tigers.
May I add, you are bringing these up for a third time.
I know, and I'm thinking about that right now. But there's one that I'm okay. So then the Crunchwrap box thing,
dude, that.
But I could not decipher whether we had talked about that in person or not. Okay, now this is the one I'm not sure.
Yes,
we talked about Thor Ragnarok, and then we went into a whole discussion about the Justice League trailer and DC film tones compared and contrasted with the Thor trailer and Marvel tones.
Marvel tones sounds like an awesome band name.
It really does. But the tones of the MCU films. Now this is where I think our recording schedule may have messed with my brain, because I'm listening to that and I just posted that Friday, but we recorded that 2 weeks ago, maybe
2 weeks. Yeah.
Because we missed a week. I posted 48.
Yep.
Right. And then also here's a window for all you listeners and watchers into like what.
Wait, did you say watchers?
Listeners and watchers.
I thought you said watchers. Like,
it's possible. We'll have to listen
that's
back.
funny. Yeah.
But can you remember? Did we only have that one lengthy conversation about the Justice League trailer and how the tone is kind of weird in it and all that stuff? Or have we done that twice?
Well, there hasn't been a Justice League trailer before that, but we could have talked about it with Batman versus Superman.
That's what I can't remember. Did we talk about it like right when it came out and then when Thor came out? Because it didn't come out around the same time as Thor, did it?
No, but we might have compared it to another Marvel trailer that came out at the same time. Like maybe like
those are coming out all the time,
or even compared it to Suicide Squad. I don't know. That's too far back. I can't remember.
I don't know if I did, but I know I'm bringing them all up again, and that's why I don't want to go into.
But no, it's funny to talk about it.
Right, but what's cracking me up is like the whole episode, everything I said, I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
like the same, just. Anyways, that was my reflection.
Yes.
And I think some of the stuff we've talked about, which we don't have to go into them all. Hopefully you guys will just enjoy the show more from here on out.
Yes.
And if you've already been enjoying it, which I hope you have been if you're still listening.
I know. Why would you listen and not enjoy it?
But if not,
I mean, it is possible to not enjoy it. Tell us why you don't enjoy it.
No,
we can work on it.
Calm down. I don't want all that.
I want to know.
You're right. No, that's good. Anyways, I'm hoping some of the stuff we've discussed, because 50 is a landmark and a milestone, and from we had a whole long conversation. I felt pretty awesome after our conversation the other day.
Yes.
Tim and I had like a meeting.
We had a powwow.
It was great. It was via internet and technology.
That is, you just sound like 80 years old right there.
Did I?
Uh-huh.
I might be.
Internet and technology.
Mm-hmm.
We FaceTime, Brett.
Internet and technology were both involved in that.
I guess so, but
right?
you just... Anyways, Brett.
I'm just saying I felt good after the meeting and the planning.
It feels good right now.
And I think some of it might help with my brain problems.
Yeah, it's... See, you know, your brain...
My brain.
Works. And that's good.
It's great.
So...
Hey, high five.
High five.
Nailed that.
Nice job.
Nailed that.
Much words I don't know good, but I can say.
Also,
yes,
regular recording schedule will help.
Yes, absolutely. And we've been sticking pretty well to it.
It's been about a week, so
about a week.
Far, so
yeah.
good.
So good so far. We were saying favorites. So do you have a favorite moment from the podcast?
We're even doing it in reflections?
In reflections.
Oh, man.
See? I can start with mine while you think.
Yeah, you go with yours. What's yours?
Well, maybe not a favorite reflection, but I'm reflecting back.
Oh, I have one already, but
good.
You go first for sure.
I'm just thinking back to initially when we started this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we were talking about it for a while, but I want to reflect on how awful Crimson Peak was. That was... that is like one of my favorite things. Like our disdain for that movie. Like not just being so upset about it.
It was right.
It forced us to go and talk about it.
It did. That was episode 1?
That was the first thing.
Crimson Peak.
That was one of the first things we did.
I thought about that recently, that movie.
And I was like, it's crazy that like this movie, at least for me, I know we were talking about it and all this stuff, but that was the definitive one where we actually felt comfortable to talk about it. Right. And we were like, we just saw it. So I think that's just like what I almost want to thank the movie for existing, because I don't know what else we would have riffed on at that point, you know?
Yeah, no, that's funny. I was thinking recently, did we do Evil Dead that episode too? And that was like our feature. Like when we started, I think the thought was we'll have one thing that we really focus in on.
Yeah.
Which has not really been the case.
No, not at all.
It's kind of like, but I love this because I love that it changes.
Yeah, it evolves like every 10 episodes even. Like where it's a new podcast.
Exactly. Almost. And we were just talking before we started recording, and I was just saying how I'm starting to feel like, I don't want it to come off wrong, but like by saying that I'm feeling experienced, but I feel like I've learned a lot from what we've done.
Yeah, I mean, 50 years is a long time.
It's a long time, you know, and 50 strong years.
Yeah.
I mean, every episode.
Yeah. That's the other thing. We used to cough for the first like 30 episodes.
My throat was just so like froggy. I had to do something about it.
So, that's the other thing I was just thinking. The coughing. We used to cough every episode.
You're going way back.
Way back. Yeah. I just want to reflect on our beginnings, on our humble beginnings.
I agree.
Every episode we were just like, welcome to the, I'm just, pretty much sounded like that.
It's
so
true.
50th Spectacular, I thought I'd bring that back.
Yeah.
For fans, longtime fans of the series.
Right. Like throw it back to when you fell in love with us, you know?
Yeah,
and you're like, man, I just love the way they can barely get a sentence out.
Without
coughing a lung up.
That's what they wait for.
Yeah.
So, favorite reflection, Brett?
Now, okay, mine is so recent, but I just can't get over Caligregor. Like there's a moment in a recent episode where I mean, I feel like people probably know, but we barely plan anything for these episodes.
Yeah, I mean, we write down things we want to talk about, but we don't. Like, at least when it comes to me, I just write down the name of the movie. And I'm like, my brain will figure it out.
Right. I've just recently started taking like a little bit more notes, but even that, it's like a couple bullet points and a title of something. And so when moments like that happen, it kills me, man.
It was so good.
Must have been 48.
48. Yeah, I think so.
Episode 48, there's just a moment where we just were it just turned into this like session where we were just riffing off these different names because I was trying to not spoil something. And, you know, hopefully a lot of people who are listening now have heard that episode. But it was a moment for me. I was recently listening to a podcast about, I can't remember his name. I apologize. But a guy he works for like a podcast marketing company, basically. And he was talking about some of the different strategies that podcasters are using and how merchandise is kind of like a relatively new idea.
Yeah, merchandise with podcasts. I can imagine, like, what could you sell?
Well, that
like
was kind
CDs, maybe? I don't even know.
Well, the question was like, you know, a band will just put a band name on their shirt.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
that makes sense.
Shirt,
yeah.
You know? But he was like, it doesn't really work that way with podcasts. That doesn't sell as much. For some, it does. But he was saying what happens is like you get ongoing jokes, like long-running jokes.
Yeah.
And you get a shirt that has like a catchphrase on it or whatever. And dude, that to me was a moment like Cricket City on a shirt with like, I don't know, like calligraph written and like, I just...
What does calligraph look like? It must be like a cricket, right?
I mean,
I would imagine, because I could see it like Cricket City on the chest and on the back calligraph, and then it's the cricket. Like what calligraph looks like.
I don't know what it looks like, but that to me was a moment.
That's awesome, because then people who listen to the podcast will be like, "Hey!"
It's basically inside jokes.
Yes,
I feel like is what sells for podcasts. And anyways, I bring that up because that's what it reminded me of in that moment. I was like, man, I feel like this is a moment like so unique to our podcast. And so many podcasts have these moments of just like riffing and like improv and stuff like that. And there was a good one in the last episode too, where you started saying I was turning into a roach or something.
Oh,
Do you
God,
remember that?
No.
I said that we've been like transitioning, and this is just a funny moment. Just
I don't remember what I said, but I do remember like the conversation. Like,
yeah, I was like, oh, we're transitioning, and I was talking about moving, and you were like, you've begun transforming into a roach. How is that? And I was just like, there's just so many legs. And like, I don't know.
That was great.
And now I'm just saying the same thing again.
Hey,
but
no, it's good. That's reflections. We are reflecting on the past. So
it's just those moments are fun to listen back to because we don't know what's going to happen in the episode.
Yeah.
So when you listen back to it and hear how it comes out, it's just, I don't know.
We've had a few moments like Cricket City where we just like break out and start laughing. Yeah. It's so funny.
Those are my favorite because that's like, I mean, it's partially why we started the podcast. Because those are just what our conversations are like.
We thought we'd share it with the world.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What can I say except... Okay.
Dude, Moana's in my head 24/7.
You can't... It's like... I call it the Frozen effect.
It is.
It is.
And I mean, at least now it's like the full soundtrack. With Frozen, it was pretty much Let It Go.
Let It Go.
But you know, it was first we saw the movie. The movie was amazing, and then we got the soundtrack. That's all my kids ever want to listen to, which is great at first. But then we moved in with David and Alicia, and they love the movie and recently bought the soundtrack.
Oh no!
So they're singing it all the time.
So you're going through it again.
Like, not again. But the songs are amazing, so I can't complain so much.
You can't complain.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do. Are we still in reflections? We jumping out of here?
Yeah, we're done.
Where are we going?
Stupid questions.
All right. What do you got?
Well, I don't have stupid question. We said it was the favorites podcast.
So we're doing favorite
stupid questions.
I hadn't thought about these categories as much.
Dude, see, you don't care.
Favorite stupid questions. I mean, I think my favorite one is probably how do pilots get home.
Dude, that bugged me for weeks because that one was sitting in my brain like while we were taking our 10-year break.
Yeah.
So many years go by.
Many years. Yeah.
So yeah, while we were taking such a long time to like get back to it. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, Brett, I hope has an answer to this because this is killing me. Did
you try Googling it at all? Or
I thought it'd be better for the podcast.
You were right.
Better to hear what your brain thinks.
It's just funny because I just think that conversation was funny.
Yeah,
it was one at first. I was like, this is what I love about stupid questions. Is at first I'm always like, that's dumb, and then a couple minutes go by and I'm like, how does it?
It's like and then it sits there, and you're like, why? How does it work? So I know those are always fun to ask. Good. The pilot one's a good one.
It's a good one.
Did we come out with a definitive answer?
I don't remember. You'll have to go back and listen.
Oh. Well, I think that was a fun question.
It was great. Can I do a quick hybrid reflection and stupid questions?
Yes, absolutely.
So I was listening back and let's see, what can I? It has to do with a movie. I don't want to spoil anything. You asked we had the whole conversation about memory loss, right? Amnesia.
Yes.
And at one point I said, I don't think you can just trick yourself into knowing things with sheer confidence, or knowing how to do things with sheer confidence and like trickery or whatever. And then I watched Split, and then I was thinking some things.
And then you were thinking some things.
And it was kind of like, I mean, we were just going off in the moment. That was a great conversation too. That was pretty funny to listen back to. But
yeah, that's where that idea generated from, was Split, because the main idea of the movie is he's got different personalities, but it could like make your body do different things as well if you believe strong enough that you're that way.
That was the thing I was thinking, because in the moment I was just arguing with you, so I was like, no, you can't do that. You can't like just do something out of sheer confidence. But the brain is a very powerful thing, and adrenaline, and just like if you really believe that you can do something, your brain can help you do stuff.
I'm just saying, it might give you.
That felt real dumb to say.
No,
that's not what you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. I know you, Brett.
Brain can help
for
you
50
do
years,
50 years.
I've been understanding
50
you.
solid
So,
years.
I'm gonna say what my favorite question
Please do.
was.
Yeah.
I still think about it all the time. It must have been a question, but the alternate reality, like I asked you, like, do you ever think of the alternate reality? I just love the idea behind that. I love the idea that every moment, like right now, there's a Tim having a 51st podcast, and they're freaking out about it.
How come he's ahead of us, though?
I don't know. He's weird.
He is weird.
Or they skip 50 for some reason, or they're dead.
Those are probably the three possibilities.
They're having a dead podcast
they're
right now.
They're either recording episode 51, they skipped episode 50, or dead.
Yeah, they are. They're dead, but recording it.
Yeah,
that's dark.
It's just weird. It's just a strange
but I mean,
concept.
that's the dead reality. So like
Some
everybody
Beetlejuice
who's
stuff.
watching it is dead as well.
Oh,
yeah, it's just like dead.
trippy.
Red Dead.
I can see why this is your favorite.
Because it involves death. I talk about death a lot. I know
You do.
Just part of life. Death is a part of life.
You're not wrong.
Which is weird to think about.
It's profound.
I do have a stupid question, but I don't have to ask it.
You can do it.
Okay. As a kid, did you ever have a superhero persona that you created for yourself?
Oh.
So, like, I'll give my example.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I used to have a pair of whitey tighties, and I would put them on over my pants, and this little, like, test tube vial that I filled with sugar. I used to chug it, and I became Adrenaline Man.
That sounds awesome.
I was like, Adrenaline Man! And then I ran everywhere as fast as I could, and then I got tired because I was fat. But
could have been because your secret sugar serum.
Made in laboratories undefined by man. The sugar gave me the ability to use adrenaline so I could lift things.
Right.
I could run super fast. I couldn't fly, unfortunately. I wanted to, but I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Right, yeah, it's
freaking kids.
stupid.
So, yeah, I used to eat obnoxious amount of sugars. Like I used it as an excuse to just eat sugar.
Do you actually have a vial?
I did. It was like, it came with this like small science kit I had, and it was just this like I said, a vial. It had a twist top.
How come I don't remember this?
Because you're weird.
I am weird.
I used to become a sumo wrestler too. That was fun.
I don't remember that either.
I used to give myself the biggest wedgie ever. Whitey tighties again.
Was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely.
Was this all the same pair of whitey tighties? Because I think that might be your superpower. You actually have a super.
That's the real
pair
hero.
of whitey tighties.
That's
the real hero.
The hero wears me. I'm its outfit.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's the underwear's alive, and it wears me.
That pair of whitey tighties is on its own podcast
Yes.
right now, telling this same story.
Yeah, there was this suit I used to wear. It was just this like kid.
I put on this kid, and I would just run around.
And he used to just yell, and I didn't get it, but.
And sometimes I put him on way too tight and pretended to be a sumo wrestler.
I went into places I never thought existed. Oh,
that's an alternate reality.
That's a good reality.
Isn't
that, and then my current one is Crimson Butterfly. If I ever become a hero, that's what I'm going to be. The Crimson Butterfly.
So what is
but
the
I won't
Crimson Butterfly all about?
I'll just be red, and that's it.
Do you have wings?
No.
No.
Your
skin's red?
Yes.
Okay.
And my powers are X-ray vision.
Just like butterflies.
And sonar.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's it. Crimson butterfly.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So as a kid, well, go ahead. Ask your question.
No, I was gonna say, isn't there a superhero named the Crimson something?
Probably. But yeah. I'm the Crimson Butterfly.
You're right. That's fair.
Because I
feel like there's a Crimson Butterfly.
I bet there is. But the idea behind it is I'm dainty like a butterfly.
Right.
But I'm manly like crimson.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought of when you said it for sure. So
yeah.
It's working.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I did as a kid.
I
think all the superheroes I turned myself into happened like after I was 20.
You're like, now's the time to do this.
Yeah, it's like
so like as a kid you were probably like Spider-Man and like you pretended to be that.
Yeah, I did. I played X-Men a lot because there were so many characters to choose from, and all of the Marvel cartoons were on when I was a kid. So like at recess at school and stuff, we would all pretend to be different X-Men and we'd pretend to use their powers. It was pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, strangely enough, I don't think I ever actually created... you know what I did? I wrote some comic books as a kid.
That's kind of cool.
But
I mean, it is very cool. I didn't write comics.
I mean, so my friend and I would we would get big, it was probably like construction paper, and we would fold it, and then we would just use however many pages we put together and write comic books. But I never was them. And also they were silly. There was one character I fleshed out a lot.
What's his name? I'm ready for this.
Are you though?
I hope so.
Freak.
Freak?
Freak. You said it wrong.
Oh. Freak.
Freak. Yeah, there you go.
Freak.
No.
Okay. Sorry, I got a little disturbed on you.
Freak.
Freak.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So what's his costume? What's his powers?
So he has no lips.
I mean,
it's if you saw him, you would know. The no lips thing is a big deal. So,
that's his defining trait. Can he speak?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
So so far so good.
I'm liking it.
So he had long hair and he was purple and he had long teeth.
But no mouth.
No lips.
No lips.
So
he has
just gums. It was just gums and teeth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds way cooler than it looks.
No, I visually it sounds cool.
And his hands
were tentacles?
No,
okay.
They should have been. That would have been cooler.
Okay.
But they were just more spikes. I was all about spikes.
Oh, it
was mid-90s.
Yeah.
It was all spikes everywhere.
That's the only way to do it.
Exactly. And he had an 18-pack because you just drew everything real
Did he have
strong.
that S on his chest, the Slipknot S?
No.
Okay.
No, I probably should have put one on there.
I'm just saying that's the perfect hero.
Right. The perfect hero.
90s hero, I
did give him denim shorts and work boots for whatever reason. And my
did he skateboard?
Or
have a skateboard?
I don't think he did. But the story behind him was there was a buildup of mass in the ozone layer.
Of course.
That just kept building up over
That's in space,
years
isn't it?
and years.
That's
Yep. And then and then it's separated from the ozone layer. None of this is scientifically.
I say it's better than anything I can think of.
And
better than Adrenaline Man.
I don't know. Adrenaline Man's pretty dope. Simple concept. Keep it simple. And then he shot to Earth and ran into or smashed into a guy who was running. I remember because I drew the panels and there's these two guys running hey John. I always had two characters and they always had to have names for whatever reason. It couldn't just be two guys. It was hey John, are we still running? Yeah man, we're running. What's that? And then he gets hit with this ball and it's and then there's
who gets hit?
One of the runners. I don't know.
Who though?
It might have been John.
I hope it was John.
I think it was the Hey John guy.
Okay. Oh wait, the guy saying Hey John.
But what's funny is the guy. I think they were jogging, but there was I wrote exposition boxes that were and then because he crashed into this guy, he was wearing the clothes that guy was wearing.
Oh no!
But I gave him denim shorts and work boots, so he was jogging in denim shorts and work boots.
Dude, this is the best story ever.
Dude, it's amazing.
Freak.
Freak. And I made another guy. His name was just Demon.
Of course. Demon and Freak, please tell me.
You know there was a crossover.
There had to be. I'm so happy.
There were 3 total issues across their whole thing.
Where are these? We need to find them.
They're part of my tragic story.
No, not with the Chest of Doom.
Yeah, the Chest of Doom. Yep, lost to the I don't even know what to call them. The evil emperors of storage units.
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
So, Freak, that's amazing.
Freak. I might have some sketches of him somewhere. I drew him a lot, and I thought I was gonna send like a portfolio to Todd McFarlane, and he was gonna be like, "Freak belongs in Spawn Comics.
That would be awesome.
Come work for me, you 12-year-old genius." Yet it was not.
That's how it goes. That's how people get famous.
I had big dreams.
Dude, that's amazing.
Big dreams.
So you had Freak. Oh, I'm sorry.
The Freak.
Freak! And Demon.
Demon.
Those are awesome. I'm jealous. You know what I drew as a kid?
What?
Stick figures.
Yeah, but you were Adrenaline Man.
That's true, but
That's dope.
at this point, I regret it. Every decision.
It's amazing.
I used to, like I said, I ran like 5 feet, and I was like, okay, I'm done being Adrenaline
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
you gotta start somewhere.
I prefer to go play Xbox. I'm good.
Yeah.
Or
you didn't have Xbox back then.
when I was 16, I did.
Adrenaline Man. This was a week ago.
I did it yesterday. No, I was probably like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
It was obscene.
Did you play like with your friends? Did you play? Assume you had friends.
Yeah, like 1.
Did you guys like pretend to be the characters that you liked? Like not ones that you made up for yourself, but like I played X-Men.
Yes, we used to actually
be
do.
like, I'm Sonic. That's how I remember you talking.
I'm Sonic.
I'm Sonic.
Yes, that. No, I'm not.
I'm Zardoz. I'm Sonic.
I want to go home. Yes, yeah, we used to. I'm so bad. We used.
I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
I don't trust you anymore.
I really am.
But we used to do this thing where I hate your face.
I messed up.
I'm sorry.
For
I
no
like your
reason.
face. It was a trick face.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to do this thing where we used to find like rocks and then throw them and pretend we get teleported to worlds that we want to go to.
What the hell? You had sweet ideas.
I did. It was pretty awesome.
How come I didn't get to play with you when I was younger?
Because you were 50 when I was 10.
I know. What was I doing?
I don't know. You were eating pickles.
Probably Taco Bell, actually.
Yeah, actually.
I ate a lot of Taco Bell.
Getting
when I was
real
like 15.
sick.
Still do.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's my childhood.
But you weren't characters? Like, I would always be Wolverine or the Red Ranger.
I used to like to be Spider-Man a lot.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would be Spider-Man if I went swimming.
Oh, yeah, that's the best way to be Spider-Man.
I like that you know that.
I absolutely understand.
Because I know some people just went, huh?
What do you mean?
Even to this day, you go in a pool and you hold on to the sides and then nobody even has to see you because your hand's underwater.
Yeah.
Do the Spider-Man thing.
That's all you got to do.
And then pretend you're jumping from one wall
You're
to another.
getting pulled. It makes perfect sense.
And you push off the wall and you go to the other.
Yeah.
And under your breath, you make the noise.
You know how weird that would look? Someone sit in a pool and then they just move.
It's best to do it in a public pool with many people in it.
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, you can.
Just slowly jump.
And then if there's girls around, you go and then go towards them and then they slap you.
When you say, no, I'm Spider-Man. And they say, oh, this is the best place to be, Spider-Man.
And then you all go.
All together. Synchronized spider swimmers.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, there's your daily alliteration.
Yes.
I should have just not tried to capitalize on that the way that I did. So, yeah.
It's time to go to the next
Let's
next
go
place.
somewhere else. Where are we going? Where are we now?
Technology.
Oh, yes.
Technology.
Wow, you were real excited.
All right. So, first of all, I love the transition you all just heard. You're welcome for that.
Technology.
The other thing is, this one was weird because I was like, a favorite technology.
I decided to do it as my favorite technology of the year. That came out.
That's good. I think mine is actually of all time.
Oh, okay.
But favorite technology of the year that came out this year or
yes.
in the past year?
Came out, I guess, in our podcast lifetime. I was thinking just this year, but...
That's 2 years.
I know. But then I was thinking, well, I don't remember when it came out. Anyway, it's PSVR. I think virtual reality like this to me is the definitive.
It's on some next level.
Yeah, like this is what gaming I thought would always go to as a kid, and like in my lifetime we've hit it.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
And it
Think of it like that.
Yeah, it's just the games I play are always fun every time I put it on. On top of that, like the movies you can watch, the things you can do with it have like surpassed anything I've ever done technology wise.
Right. It's opened crazy doors to like.
Yeah,
if we've done this, like what's next?
What's next? Exactly. I mean, like this month actually, since it's May 1st. Spoiler on what day we record this.
Does this come out on our 2-year anniversary?
It might if it comes out next. No, it'll be next week's. So 51 will be on our 2-year, I think.
What's the date of it?
I think it's 14th.
The 14th. All right. Yeah. Oh, crazy.
14 coming back. But in May they're coming out with a VR controller that's a gun. So now you can play like first-person shooters like with a gun and aim it, and you connect like the controller to the front of it.
Yo, that's crazy.
So it's like we're making slow steps to the future.
I'm trying to get me one of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think is the best technology, at least.
Yeah.
What I think, my favorite as of right now.
That's really good.
Close second was Sega Dreamcast.
Okay.
Favorite console. I just think like video game.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Who cares about like
other things?
Yeah, like atom smashers and rocket ships and cars.
Yeah, particle accelerators.
Exactly. See, you have much bigger intelligent
I just
words.
watched The Flash. I don't know if it's real or not.
No, that's real.
That is a real thing.
Yeah.
While we're on technology, before I give my favorite one, can you just talk a little bit about the magical piece of equipment you put in my hands before we started this?
So there is this Android created, Android ran. Anyways, it's called the GPD-XD. It is.
That's so many letters.
I know. I'm lucky I got it out. It's probably actually a GPXDD or the
XD,
GP.
Disney XD?
Yeah, Disney XD.
Okay.
Anyway, so this thing is incredible. It is a handheld console. Looks exactly like the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS. And basically, you can run emulators on it. You know, emulation, which is the ability to play older systems. But you make sure you have the game when you get the ROMs because it's illegal otherwise.
Yeah, right.
For shame. And yeah, so it basically you can play anything from very early games like, you know, Atari, NES to the most modern system you can play probably is Dreamcast.
That's insane.
So Dreamcast, PS1, Nintendo 64, and it's a portable system, so you can play anything on Nintendo 64, NES, like all that stuff.
And it looks great.
It looks, all the emulators, at least the ones I have, run an upscaled version. And because it's on a smaller screen, it's like
all condensed.
Yeah, so the pixels, like, you know, they can fit so many colors and pixels on one screen. So
crazy.
It looks incredible. But my dream I've always had my whole life is play Sonic Adventure portably. And this is the first time I can actually do that.
You've done it.
But yeah, it's called the GPD-XD.
Man,
and
so awesome.
Pretty cheap, $180 is what I got mine for. So
totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
So great. And everything after that, like PS1, Dreamcast era, you can get on like
you can
PS3,
like
PS4,
yeah, exactly.
Xbox
you just,
One. Like, so I don't know. You handed it to me. I was like, my life is changed.
It's seriously the second you touch it, and the controls feel awesome.
Yeah,
it's very
feels really good.
Yeah, it just feels really nice. Buttons click and what's the word I'm looking for? Give you a bounce back, you know, when you press it, it comes back. It feels natural.
Resistance?
Yeah, like resistance. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's beautiful technology.
Yeah. So my favorite technology is weird. I feel like such an uber nerd, but I was thinking about it, and this kept popping in my head. I think one of the greatest technologies we have now and have had for a while is GPS.
GPS,
dude. Think about it. No way, dude. Think about GPS navigation. It's depending on like if you have any kind of device, it's very likely you can never get lost again.
I guess so.
And here, the way that it plays into traveling, like when we go to Japan, we're gonna be able to use GPS.
Oh yeah, that's places. The only way we're gonna find anything,
right?
Really.
Like, I mean, people talk about like, oh, I don't remember what it's like before having my phone. Do you remember trying to? You probably don't remember trying to give directions or like.
Yeah, I mean, I remember everybody pulling out maps. Like
maps.
I'm at that perfect point where like halfway through my life, that's when the internet became prominent. Right. Like when I was like 12 or 13.
And now it's good.
Now it's good.
You know, like.
But I guess you're right. GPS is like that is something that is used every day. But I mean, does that lean back into like internet? Is that I mean, obviously it's a bigger technology.
No, well, the specifics in my mind are for travel. Like we could just go on a road trip. We could just leave right now, drive anywhere we wanted. And if we need to find something, we could ask Siri.
Yeah, we could just type it in. Dude, that's incredible.
You know, like I was thinking about it in terms of travel because like the majority of people, they have dreams of traveling somewhere. I want to go this place. I want to go that place. And nowadays you don't have to worry about going blind. If you want to.
I mean, you do have to worry about going blind.
I mean, going into traveling blindly.
I mean, you could just one day lose your sight and then it's like, oh, at least I have GPS.
It can speak to you.
But how do you know where you are? I guess I can tell you where you are. Okay, Brett.
I have no experience being blind.
No, I'm saying GPS could even help blind people.
I'm saying it's amazing.
It could be your eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kept, like I said, I feel like such a nerd, but I'm like, GPS is amazing. Like, it's just so. It's just like incredible that it's a thing that like you don't always even think about.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, just give me the address and I'll arrive there. Like it's pretty close to teleportation.
That is
the only thing you need to do is remove the traveling portion.
Yes. And you're there.
And you're there. We're this close.
You got it. I mean, we can almost do it by just hiring like Uber or a taxi.
Right. Then you're teleporting.
Then you are teleporting.
If you can
close your
and you
close
say,
your eyes.
I will just tell the Uber driver, listen, it's safe. Come inside, pick me up. My eyes are closed. Bring me to your vehicle. I like to imagine I'm just teleporting.
It's perfect.
GPS is amazing.
I agree with you. You might trump virtual reality. I mean, in virtual reality, you could teleport.
I also just knew you were going to talk about video games.
Yeah, you know me, Brett.
I guess you can teleport in VR.
That's what I'm saying.
Can we, you want to go to the next one?
Yes. It means we're getting closer to the end of the podcast.
We're going into like TV.
I know, but every time we finish a category, it's another step.
We're getting progressively more sad.
Yep.
Well, we're working towards our first live portion of the podcast. So, you got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to talk like a little girl.
Let's go into television.
Okay.
Television. So we're in TV. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first? This is where I was like announcing. So we're in TV. Welcome
to TV. Back to Brett.
Thanks, Tim. Back to you.
So I'll go first.
All right. Was this difficult for you?
So hard.
Me too.
Because my brain, when I pick something that's my favorite, I have like categories to define what makes it my favorite.
Right.
And also live action versus animated.
Mm-hmm.
My brain,
That's
no
tough.
matter what. So I technically have two. I have a live action and an animated.
I landed on 2 as well.
Okay, good. That's like all of my picks here. It's because I feel like once I say what my favorite is, especially on the podcast, it's going to be my favorite for all the time.
Which can't be the case because
I know.
I mean, for some stuff, like some of the categories I feel pretty solid. I'm like, this is my favorite. But I was also like, we're not there yet. But in movies, I was like, you could pick a genre. I could pick a favorite in each one.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, all right, go ahead with your TV picks.
So I'll start with live action.
Yeah.
Let me talk my categories first.
Okay, sure. So this is your breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I base it on 2 things: nostalgia and just like quality of the show. There's 3 of them: quality of the show and how it ended, how it made me react at the end. Because I think any TV show, no matter what it is, the whole entire series depends on how it ends.
That's pressure.
It is. It's serious.
Makes sense though. That makes sense.
So, and like I said, I'm splitting it into live action and animated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with animated.
Okay.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
You love that show.
I love that show.
Yeah.
That I think definitively is my favorite animated.
Yeah.
And my favorite live action. Oh, it hurts to say. I mean, I love it so much. Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad.
Right.
Okay, I'll start with Breaking Bad, even though I started with Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
I'm just all over the place because it's hard. My brain is still
Clearly
like, Tim,
stressing you out.
Tim, it's not. It is, but it's not. So Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Flawless. That show hit every single note every show should ever follow. I mean, from the actors, the story. Like, you know how there's some TV shows where there are filler episodes or there are just moments that are boring. Like, it just happens with every show. You're like, that episode was a miss.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, there was not an episode that I was like, this is a miss.
Right.
It is just consistently all the way through. Impressed me every episode.
Yeah.
All the way up until the end. Best ending like I've ever seen. Like, it wasn't like, the final episode was good, but I believe it was the episode, 1 or 2 episodes before that was like, this is the end. Like, this is everything that's led up to this moment.
Right.
You watch the whole series just to get to that one moment, and you're like, they pulled it off. They did what exactly.
Which I feel like is so difficult. Like,
it's so difficult.
How many shows can you say that about?
Not many, because some shows go on for too long, or they end too short, or don't have an ending at all. Like, for instance, Twin Peaks was up for one of my favorites. Just finished that. Loved the show. It fantastic. Ending didn't do it for me. Ending was like one of those what? Yeah, like the last episode, it was a cool episode and everything, but I'm like, major cliffhanger.
Okay, so not enough to like
it's not but it is coming back, which I'm super excited for. So yeah, the acting is top notch, like best acting I've ever seen. Not much action, but that doesn't define a TV show. Like,
for sure. Just
the drama, the story, it's funny, like the things that I usually use to classify things, I can't really put here. Like the action, like the special effects, like doesn't have much of that. But just overall, the story itself was so well written.
Yeah.
And every episode I was captivated. And I don't know if it happened every episode, but a lot of episodes left more questions than answered. And then at the end of the series, every question was answered.
Which is maybe the contrast between what you said about Twin Peaks, where it left you like, being left wanting more is like, that's good. You want that, but eventually you need to get the more in a way that's satisfying. Otherwise, you're kind of like, like unfulfilled. You know?
Breaking Bad ended at just the right point. I think if there was another season, it wouldn't be as, be as good. But yeah, that was just something. And that was the first show that I like binge watch in a binge watch time. I watched that in 3 weeks.
Oh man,
6 seasons each, an hour long.
Wow.
I seriously, every night I watch like 5 episodes. I'm just sitting there, next one.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of series that I've just sat there and done that with. So but yeah, Breaking Bad there's so many, like Dexter. I loved Dexter. I thought that had an amazing story. Ended super weak. Last season was terrible.
That's what I heard.
So that's what took it out of the list for me. Flash. I love The Flash. One of my favorite current shows right now. The action, the actors, all that's really awesome. Not finished, so it's all about the endings, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a good gauge.
So yeah, Breaking Bad, just thumbs up. Everyone should watch that. If you like good shows, watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've like you said, this story is like just so compelling.
Yeah,
that it is an accomplishment to have a show that has like no downtime. Like, it's every episode just progresses the story.
Like, literally my heart was racing because some characters I was like, what the heck happened to them?
Yeah.
And you just don't know for like 5 episodes. They're like, we'll put them under the rug for now and talk about them later. So it's it's just a wonderful piece of art. That's what makes me feel like film can be art.
Yeah, no, for sure. It totally is.
Speaking of art, I'll jump over to my animated Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Nice transition.
Thanks. This show, for all of its faults, makes up for in like the last, 5 episodes, and then the movie. They had a movie after.
So again, for you, it's all about the ending.
All about the ending. Because seriously, the first like 20, maybe like 18 episodes are like generic anime, like robot animes.
Okay.
Mecha animes.
Okay.
Not to say it's bad. The action's awesome, incredibly violent. All the characters are pretty cool, except for the main guy, Shinji. He's all right. His voice actor, I listened to the English dub, so his voice actor is all right. He's a little whiny at times, but no big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. It's very good up until that point, but then those last 5 episodes changed me.
Really?
They were so like, what's going on here? And then the next episode, I'm like, I'm getting scared. I'm getting the shakes because I'm like, I have no idea what I'm watching here.
In a good way?
In a good way, yeah. It's just like, I can't believe the show took this direction. Like,
Interesting.
It just becomes madness. Like, the whole idea of the show, try not to spoil it. A cool thing about anime is they're not afraid to like do something incredibly drastic, like
sure, yeah.
like destroy, you know, everything, all the hope, basically. Like Attack on Titan is a great example of that, where it's like nobody's safe. Characters have died like hundreds of times in that show, and I'm like, okay, so they do that near the end of the series, do something drastic, incredible, and I'm like, what the heck? So it made me shocked. It did what all shows I think should do, and like genuinely shock me. So that being said, at the end of the series, they the creators, I don't know their names right now, but they lost their budget for the last like 3 episodes.
Okay.
So instead of giving it the proper ending they wanted to, they had to make a cheap but what turned out to be a very beautiful and very artistic ending. Like for instance, there's a shot at the end of one of the last episodes where a character in a robot suit is holding another character.
Okay.
And it's probably like 8 minutes long of him just sitting there holding him. Nothing happens. It's just
dialogue?
Or? No, not even dialogue. It's just sitting there zooming in, and it's weird. I sat there and I'm like, what's going on here?
That is weird.
And I don't know, but in a sense, it makes me reflect on what I just watched like 10 minutes ago. Like it almost felt like a break in the show where I'm sitting there like, what's going on here? But then, like I said,
that is so strange.
It's so weird, but like I liked it, and a lot of people complain about it because they're like, oh, they're just trying to fill these last episodes because they don't have a budget. And then, like, near the end, there's, like, this incredible trippy sequence, but it's, like, you can tell they just drew it on paper and was, like, almost flipping it, like a flip book.
Oh, like a flip book. Okay,
yeah, because they just, like, didn't have money for colors, so they had to make it black and white, and then they didn't have... And so it's just, like, it ended up being such a beautiful thing that was trying to be cheap, but at the same time, like, finish off the story.
Which is cool. I mean, there's some merit there where it's like, okay, maybe we can't do... Not even that we can't do what we envisioned, but now we have to be a little bit creative in the way that we're going to do it.
Yeah, because they had
impactful, you know.
Yeah, they like had a whole studio of artists and they couldn't pay them, so it ended up being like the director and 2 artists that finished off the series.
Right.
So the original anime, the ending after saying all that, the ending sucks. It's like it's bad. It's like
oh, bummer.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but like if you don't see
it
that
bad or cool,
it's cool if you understand what they were going for, but if you don't, then it sucks. It's one of those just like, oh, okay, I guess it's over. But then they came out.
Man.
But they came out with the movie once they got a budget back.
Oh, this is pre-movie.
Yes, pre-movie.
I get you. Okay.
So the movie is what the ending, what it should have been, because then they like released it in America and got all the money and everything. Movie, most beautiful thing ever. It's so good. Money. It's got an awesome soundtrack too. It's got a few songs that I really, really like from it.
I love soundtracks.
Yes. So yeah, if you like anime, if you like messed up anime, that's the one to hit.
Now messed up like it's dark.
Yeah.
Tonally,
like psychological. Like it has the main character in the show. He has, I think it's called hedgehog syndrome.
Okay.
And it's basically he has an aversion to people. Like he has a hard time talking to people, and he's very awkward, and you can see that throughout the show.
Like a social anxiety kind of.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, Hedgehog's Dilemma, I think. Anyways, it's something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's neat. But so it's cool that all these, and there's so many different characters that have all these like qualms and issues, but like you don't really notice it unless you watch it frequently. Like if you watch it all together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hedgehog's Dilemma,
yeah, and it's like I think it's like an aversion to talking to people, or he's afraid of people or something.
A person who suffers from the Hedgehog's Dilemma will usually avoid becoming too close or involved with another in a relationship. Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean that's just another thing. Like I liked it so much that I looked into that more, and I don't know, it's just something that like really, really changed me and gave me a new perspective on anime. Like what else can be done with it, you know? Yeah. It's such an old series too. Came out in 95, I think.
Wow, no way.
But it's seriously like I think it's a great starting anime. It is an awesome anime if you're, like a experienced anime. Like it's just good all around.
Yeah.
So I say watch it. I give it double thumbs up.
Whoa, double Tim's thumbs up in the sky.
Yeah. Okay, I talked a lot. Go ahead. What's your favorite?
Oh, that's exciting. You made me want to watch it.
I'm saying.
Mission accomplished, my friend. So this is really hard for me, and I had to just kind of sit down and be like, like favorite show. I just feel like I could find reasons for a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 came to mind, and I decided to roll with those 2.
Yeah.
One of them I feel like you might be like, what? But I'm just gonna. This is how it came to me, and I sat with it for a little bit, and I was like, I think I got to go with these 2 because there's one that's kind of like a classic, and there's one that currently I just can't shake how much I love it. So I think overall it's really hard for me not to say Firefly is my favorite TV show.
That absolutely went through my head.
Yeah.
I felt like it was, which is funny, I picked Breaking Bad. The reason why I didn't pick Firefly was because I felt like everybody's favorite is Firefly.
Yeah, right.
But that's the
a
same
lot of
as
people love Breaking Bad.
Yeah, so I was like,
sure. No, I get that. But it's just a couple of things. I'm sitting there thinking about it, and you know, I love Joss Whedon, but Firefly is part of why I love Joss Whedon. That cast is unbelievable. You know, that's like where I and probably many people fell in love with Nathan Fillion and what's her name? Marina Baccarin. It's the first time I ever saw her in anything. And the mixing of genres in that show, the whole idea of like a space western was just so rad. And that ends up being kind of a theme in my list.
Space westerns?
My favorites. No, mixing of genres.
Yes.
And it's just like I don't know, like, well, I do know that and the how iconic it became because of its whole story. Because it's one of those shows that when you're watching it, you're like, how on earth did this get canceled?
Seriously.
How did a show like this get canceled? And the you know, I think the 3 unaired episodes that are on any collection that you buy are unbelievable.
They're great.
They're so great.
Yeah.
And they just leave so much to be desired. And,
isn't one of those episodes a hospital one? Because I remember that one specifically where they had to like go break into the hospital and then they're trying to
that
get...
That might be Serenity.
Is that Serenity?
No, you're right.
I don't know if it's one of the unaired episodes or not, but that's like one that sticks in my head. That I was like, that was such a good episode.
It is a great episode. I think you're right.
They're trying to break Serenity.
River?
River. Yeah. Freaking Serenity. There I go.
Yeah, no.
Trying to break her out of the hospital, I believe.
I think you're right.
It's been a while.
Hard.
I know.
Same. It's been a while, but it's so well written. The dialogue in that movie, which is part of what Joss Whedon's writing
movie
does
and show
so well. Huh?
You said movie?
Did I say movie?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, because it ends in a movie, too.
I mean, that's the other thing that's so incredible about it is we didn't get all of the episodes that we should have, if that's how you want to put it. We did get Serenity, which I really loved. It's a great movie. And also a lot of the story arcs that we saw started in the show get pulled into comics that came out after the show.
Yeah. So
you can get the continuation. But the show itself just holds up. It's funny. It's all of the reasons so many people loved Avengers, you can find in Firefly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Know, it's all that relationship building, and every character gets so much attention, and the universe. That is something I love so much. Is the universe that was built there.
Each episode by itself could be its own like movie or TV show. Like they're so drastically different from one another, and it's like you said, I can't believe it got canceled. But I think that's what makes it better. In a sense, because
it has a legacy now.
Yeah, if there were more episodes, I don't think it'd be as beloved.
Yeah, it might not be. I mean, that's definitely. I mean, I think his longest running show was probably Buffy.
Yeah, that was what 15 seasons or something.
No, it was I think 8.
Oh,
7 or 8.
Oh, and then the books are called seasons now, right?
Yes, right.
So maybe that's why I think there's 15.
I say season 9 was the first one that came out, but I'm still working on Buffy, so you know, it's been a while since I've watched it, and they're, you know, they feel older now. It's still a great show, but Firefly is just, it always sits in my brain as like this amazing experience, because that was one that Rachel and I binged. We watched it so quick. We tried to slow down because we knew there were only like 14 episodes. Yeah,
seriously.
But it's just so great.
Yep.
So Firefly's up there. And this other one I could not shake from my brain.
Must be the new Turtles.
It's not.
Oh, I thought so.
I do love that show, but I was trying to limit my Turtles on this list. I mean,
dude, it's your favorites. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Totally. And I love that. I love that show a lot. But one of my favorite shows, and I think it's becoming one of my all-time favorites, and if I have to justify it, I will. But I freaking love New Girl.
Really?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And there's the justification I had in my brain is, you know, it's like a modern day Friends.
Yes.
You know, and that is a very beloved show.
Mm-hmm.
And New Girl to me is just, it's the humor and the relationships and the way everyone interacts together on that show. I'm realizing it's the elements of sketch comedy that are in that show that I just am in love with. Like the bits that they do and the moments that you can tell are improv and in a good way.
Yeah.
In a way that you're like, there's no way that was just scripted. Like that is like, I love the cast so much. You know, so much so that I've looked into each of them individually, like what else.
And you want to follow what else they're doing.
Yeah, and their performances in that show, and I think part of the reason the performances on that show are just so good, and I love each of them so much, and I think part of the reason that it's I feel so strongly about it is it's just like a feeling. Like some nights, I'm like Rachel and I'd be talking about like, oh, do you feel like watching something? I'm like, I don't know. And then I'll start going through my brain, like, what are we behind on? And when I think of New Girl, I'm like, ooh, yeah, there's a new Girl. We gotta watch New Girl. And it's just this feeling I get that I'm just so happy when there's a new one.
It pulls at the heartstrings. It's one of those ones that like,
I love it.
It you can relate to on a like human level, you know? It's like something that's like realistic to a degree. I mean, I've only seen a few episodes of it, but
it's all handled I think in a very realistic manner.
Yeah, and I think that's like, as a human, that's what you want. You want to see like, almost in a sense, like what else your life could have been through television shows, you know?
Yeah.
So like I loved How I Met Your Mother. I think the main character, Ted, well, there's, but I feel like I relate to Ted a lot, where I'm just like, I'm this lost soul in a river of people that I want to find love, and it's difficult because everyone's just like hookups and like it's tough. Yeah. It's tough nowadays because of modern technology and stuff, and that's like the main theme of that show.
Okay,
every
I've never
season.
watched all of it.
So yeah, he's just looking for love. So I feel like we want to relate to these characters in a way that when we find a show that it's like, oh my god, I'm like this character, I'm like this.
For sure.
I feel like it makes it a better show.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are the overall sense of humor in the show I very much relate with, and the friendships. Like I love relationships.
You want to be friends with them.
100%.
See, that's great.
100%. And part of that is because of the way that they relate on the show. I'm like, oh, I get that. I get why he's feeling that. I get why she feels like that.
Yeah.
And in the midst of it, it's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. I love it so much.
That's amazing.
So I honestly think, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
You know, and it has had like a season that I was kind of like, but overall, I would 100% both of these shows go back to the beginning and watch all of them. So those are my two favorite shows.
Nice. That's a good, solid 2 lists.
Thanks. Going for the solid 2 list.
Yeah.
All right.
I know for favorites where we still find a way to make it 2. Like we can't definitively decide.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. And next week I'm gonna hate Breaking Bad and love like Game of Thrones or something. Game of Thrones is awesome, but
let's not go down that trail.
I know. No thanks.
Movies?
I guess so.
All right. Ooh. Let's go to the movies. All right, this one.
You're first this time because I went first in TV.
Okay. I actually only have one.
Wow, you're going to make me look like a chump.
How many favorite movies do you have?
50.
All right, so we just do 50 favorites for each one. I only have one. It might be an obvious one.
No, that's good.
My favorite movie of all time is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Of course.
1990.
And it's good. So that like hits the nostalgia button like mad.
Oh, absolutely. But the other thing is, and I wanted to break it down a little bit more because I know that it comes up a lot. I talk about how it's my favorite movie, but like legit, I will fight for this film. It's just good. Nostalgia 100% is there. Totally. Yep. I would never deny that. But the movie itself, I just wanted to talk about a couple points of it. Like, I just feel like it was handled very well, better than it needed to be handled, because it could have just been like a goofy. There are tons of goofy movies around that time with cheesy costumes.
See, that's I think what helps it so much is it was made in the perfect time.
Yeah,
I think if they made that any earlier, it wouldn't be good, and definitely later, as we've seen with the newer Turtles, like a modern take on it.
Right.
So I think that's what helps it a lot, on top of everything else that's great about it. But
yeah, I mean, there are just a lot of things, and what's funny. There were a lot of things that seem to have been taken so seriously in a manner of like making a good film. And I think all of the all of the cast did such a killer job. The writing, I think, was great. I think all the characters that are in it, you really get to know them individually, and you get to see their personalities. The arc with Raphael and Leo is like, that's like the first time you see that in film. And they're still using it. Still
using it. It's in every movie, every comic, every like TV show. It's always there.
Yeah, and it's like that dynamic's always been there. But as far as on film, like you see it so strongly. That wasn't really in the cartoon. Raphael was just sarcastic and broke the fourth wall. He was like a G-rated Deadpool. And like in the movie, you see just that's where you see that like fiery Raphael, and you see that dynamic relationship and the relationships between all of them. And the other thing that I just will always love about it is how it's really, I mean, it's as real of a story as you're going to get about 4 mutated turtle teenagers, their rat dad, and a weird villain from Japan who once fought a ninja rat before it was mutated, by the way. It was just a rat that watched his master and learned how to fight.
So you like that story, that origin, better than most?
Well, I guess my point is just that the movie in general feels as real as it could feel. Like, I liken it to Thor. Like, you watch Thor, and there's something to be said about the fact that it's not completely cheeseball. You know, rainbow bridges and Norse gods and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they did it in a way that's like, and he comes to Earth and stuff, and you're like, that was good. I mean, I guess that's what that would be like. And I liken this movie to Thor because it's like the same thing. Like, yeah, I guess if there were giant mutated turtles, like this is what it would look like. And they don't sacrifice, like, it's not cheesy lighting. Like, the movie's relatively dark.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was watching it with a friend of mine, and this has come up before, but just that's where they would live. They live in the sewer. It's dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there aren't lights everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of the settings are nighttime. It's rainy. It's like that tone just is throughout the entire movie, and it just makes it feel real. It's not like this goofy.
Yeah, because they could have gone a totally different direction and made it like they were in a Chuck E. Cheese almost.
Yeah,
like just a goofy, bright, colorful place.
Yeah,
and made it for kids.
And that's the other thing is like the costumes, unbelievable. Like
they're
Jim
good.
Henson,
yeah,
and so that was obviously, you know, taken very seriously. And it just holds up. I mean, and not even just for me. Like, when we had my party, like, people were like, "Oh man, yeah, this is a good movie." I'm like, I know.
It's like saying. I've been saying it for 30 years.
Yeah, and that's one that probably won't get kicked out of my top spot because it just always holds up for me.
Yeah, it's just,
and with the nostalgia on top of it, it's feel good for me. So it's like, the movie's my jam.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm saying, I think. Let me see if I had any other notes.
Yeah.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So my favorites.
How many do you have?
2. I just split it once again, live action to animated.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So like last time, I'll start with animated.
Yeah.
Spirited Away.
Oh, nice.
Hands down. That's you pointed.
I know. Never mind.
There's a poster.
There's a poster over there. If you're watching, I just motioned towards it.
Yes. Both of these movies also run mostly on nostalgia.
Okay.
They're like the main reasons why I picked them is because I have such good associations with them.
Okay.
So Spirited Away, we talked about it, so I'm not gonna ramble on about it because we had almost a whole podcast dedicated to it. Yeah. What episode was that?
Oof. Bro, I don't know.
I don't either. So go check our old podcast. It'll be in the
title.
It'll
be in the title.
Yeah. But yeah, this just has a special place in my heart. It was really like my finding of love for anime and like the Japanese culture itself. Like this movie, it just in so many ways has a good grip on what Japanese is like. Like it's super wacky. It's like, or what animes could be like. They're scary. They're wacky. They're fun. They're like adorable. They hit so many genres, especially in this one movie, Spirited Away, that just like I'm like, this is what every movie, every TV show, everything that I watch in my life should be like this. Where there are moments where I'm scared, where I'm happy, where I'm sad, where it just and Spirited Away just hit all that. And on top of that, animation quality is amazing. It's just like it's so fluid. You could take a picture from any point in that movie and use it as a wallpaper anywhere.
Yeah, right.
You can, we said that too.
True.
But yeah, like I said, it's special to me because it is what sparked my love for Japan and anime and like formed me as a person, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much else to say. Like I said, go check out our older podcast because we talk a lot more about it there. So
we got real into it.
And my other favorite,
yes,
Dark Knight.
Oh, should have seen that coming.
That is once again another movie special to my heart. It that like so many things done right. Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, Batman. Like it is it is what Batman will always be and has always been. Yeah. Like super serious, super dark. Heath Ledger with Joker. Like
unbelievable.
I could ramble about this movie for hours.
It's just a great movie.
It is something that it is a movie I could put on and watch it 10 times in a row and not get bored.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. That's probably another one I could even put it close to the same rewatchability as Turtles for me. And I did for a while. I had that movie on my iPod. I would just put it on over and over again.
It's just it's so easy just to put it on. It like
right from the beginning.
Yeah, right. Like, it just starts, with the bank robbery, and then it goes into like you don't even really see Batman for a little while. Like it's all like Joker for a while. But yeah, it's once again that it has like little elements of comedy because of the Joker. Yeah. It has. I mean, it's very serious. The action's amazing. Like every fight scene's awesome. Fantastic story. Like actors, like what's his face? Who plays Gordon?
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, like there will never be a better Gordon. Like Gary Oldman hit it. And of course Christopher Nolan, but like to me, best director out there. Every movie he makes is top notch. So, and that once again sparked my interest in film. Like, oh my God, this movie. Can I make something like this? This is just something that I'm like, man, I want to do this. Yeah. I want to just like be a part of this.
That's a good gauge. I feel like if it's something that makes you want to do something, it's accomplished something on its own, you know. And that movie is very interesting how standalone it can be.
Yeah, like
out of the trilogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
you could just watch that movie, and I'm sure that's how you want to make a sequel. That if people just jump on here, that's fine. But it's just such its own story.
Yep.
Because it's the only Joker we get in that trilogy too. So. So good.
Yeah,
it's a good choice.
I mean, and I would talk about it more, but I hope everyone's seen it at this point.
Yeah,
I even got Mom to watch it. I made her watch it. She thought it was good. Yeah. I mean, every time Joker was on, she like blocked her eyes. But
yeah, she clowns make her want to die.
But I was very persistent because it's a movie I just want to share with everybody. I'm like, if you haven't seen a movie in your life, watch this one and you'll be changed.
That's how I feel about Turtles.
Yeah, it's like
just sit and watch it with me.
Just please.
We should watch those back to back.
What if they had a Batman Turtles crossover?
They did, and I read it.
No, I meant like a movie.
Oh, in a movie?
Yeah.
The problem is it would have to be the 90s Turtles.
Could they come back? Is everyone still alive who played the Turtles?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they all do voiceovers on the new series. I don't know who played Leo and Raph, but I know the dude who did Mikey and Corey Feldman was Donnie, so I know they're around. But anyways, excellent favorites. And to answer your question, that'd be amazing if they did a crossover movie.
Yeah,
unless it sucked.
Yeah, unless it sucked, because they probably do Modern Turtles and Ben Affleck. Batman's all right. I need to see him more.
We haven't gotten to see enough of him really, but man, we're done with movies.
Yeah, I guess so.
Holy Christmas!
What's next?
You know what's next?
I do. Video games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Video games.
All right, Tim.
Video games.
We are in your home world. What was that noise?
That was me being excited for.
Oh. Snake.
No, I'm Spider-Man.
All right. How many?
Yes. I was gonna say. I hope that joke didn't miss.
So I got a solid 1 game.
I got a solid 2.
Another 2? Come on.
I can't defend it. This has been a problem in my life.
All right, that's fine.
Anyways,
committing. I see.
Oh, am I first this time?
I don't.
Yeah.
So I can go first if you want.
No, I'll go.
Oh,
it's
you
fine.
got 2. You might go first and third.
I guess so.
Or whatever. We'll see how long this first one takes. Jeez, take forever. Come on, dude. I got work in the morning.
So, you know what?
Just kidding. I'm not going.
Oh.
We'll still be recording.
Yeah, this is 50 hours. So my favorite video game.
Favorite video games, Tim?
Video games.
Because you have two.
Because I have two. And they are.
Are you going to say one and talk about it? I want a little anticipation.
Okay.
Shun.
Wow, that was... People had to wait for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the games, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh!
The first one, I think, is my favorite. That was a good one.
Lefty punch.
Oh.
So the first Kingdom Hearts, favorite game of Infinity Time.
Well,
all the years.
Until I mentioned the other game.
All right.
So
what do you like about it? The big shoes?
That is, yes. And Mickey Mouse's ears. Big shoes and ears.
No, it's definitely. Definitely.
I don't know. There's just something about that game that I have loved since I first laid my little eyeballs on it.
Sounds like true love.
It is. It's probably one of the first RPGs I've ever played to completion. And in a sense, it's not an RPG whatsoever because it's like, well, it's got like action-based combat, but it was a really cool combination of video games and Disney. I think that's one of the best things.
Crossovers, bro.
Because there are Disney video games, and there are Disney movies about games. Wreck-It Ralph. So there
are one movie.
So we've seen the best of both worlds, but it's just there's so many good things about it. The story, stupidly confusing. If I even tried to explain it to you, your brain would explode. Right. And that's just the first game. We have like 10.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But it's just something about the combat, the characters, the ability to go into your favorite like Disney movies and be able to play around and fight in it and help the characters get on.
That's awesome.
And in a sense, it's almost like a continuation. Like Kingdom Hearts, the first one at least, replays the story. Like to a degree, you get to replay the movie. You get to like play through the whole movie.
Right.
But then you also get extra bits, like you're getting more of the movie.
Oh, that's so
cool. Like you go to let's say Tarzan's world, and you go there and do the Tarzan story, and then they're like sprinkled throughout is just like extra things that are going on. So you go help different characters. You go like fight with Tarzan, and like that's two big different things. Play and fight.
You go play toys.
Yeah.
And then there's a beheading.
Yeah, of course. That's what happens. So
fatality.
Exactly. You murder animals and then play with coconuts. Which, may I add, there is a Winnie the Pooh universe world.
A Winnie the Poohniverse?
Oh my god. Oh. I'm so upset with you on so many levels. I'm glad it's a world and not a universe. But that's the only world I'm embarrassed to play because I feel like I'm playing a Winnie the Pooh video game. And like if somebody walks in there, what are you doing?
That is
I'm like
funny.
Playing with Pooh, I guess. At that point, I'll just make it as worse as it can be.
Yeah.
But that being said, this game, like, it just brings out the child in me. I just love, and that's a big nostalgia factor. Cause,
for sure.
May I add, final boss of the game, like, hardest thing I've ever done as a kid. I couldn't beat him. I went very unprepared, so like I didn't have health potions and stuff. So I'm fighting this guy, and it got to the point where I played it for like 5 hours, and I couldn't quit because I didn't save. Like there's like a big chunk.
No.
It's typical RPG fashion where like there's a big chunk at the end of the game, and there's just like cutscenes and then enemies and then the final boss. So in that
I blame Mega Man for that.
Oh, Mega Man sucks.
Mega Man sucks.
The castles. Anyways, so it's a great memory for me because I had to go to school the next day, and I started this at like 6 in the afternoon or 6 at night or whatever. And I had to be in bed by 10, so I couldn't beat it by 10 o'clock, but I couldn't shut it off. So I left my PlayStation on all night, went to school, and came home and beat it the next day. But I was so scared that it was gonna like crash or break my PlayStation.
Was that the longest day of your life?
I'm sitting at school. I'm like, I was thinking of ways I could beat this guy. Like, is it worth is it worth restarting just so I can get potions?
So
but I don't know. I was young. When did that game come out? PS2 era, so I must have been like 12, maybe a little older.
Dude, that is so funny.
It's a great memory I have where I'm like, this is like my dedication as a gamer. I'm like, I have to beat this guy. Yeah. And it's just so good. Like I said, the Disney characters, the mix of Final Fantasy. I didn't even know what Final Fantasy was at that point. So it sparked my love for that and the whole RPG genre itself. But I just love it. Anytime a new game, I've bought the HD collections twice. It came out on PS3 and PS4, and I bought them all. It's stupid, but it's just a love, and I could pick one up anytime and play it. And all the games are great.
Yeah.
The first one I probably have like, I don't know, 500 hours in total because I've played it on PS2 and then I replayed it again on PS2, then played it on PS3 and then PS4, and I keep playing through the game and I never get bored. So
man, that's awesome.
It's something special.
I beat the final boss first time.
Well, because you suck.
I've never played it.
Oh, come on. Oh, you haven't played it?
No,
my heart.
I know. Oh. I owned them.
I'm going to get you
actually,
a PS3.
Do you have?
I have them all.
Do you
my PS2 ones are over there to the left.
Did you buy those off of me?
Yes. So those are your copies. I know. I never actually had original copies.
Right. They're Black Label too, right?
Yeah, that's what's so amazing. I originally...
I'm glad they stayed in the family.
Yeah, I'm glad too. Because I had them on my PS2, and as a kid, I'm an idiot. I can't tell you the number of times I've sold things and rebought them and sold them, traded them in, So
I'd make a list if I didn't think I'd want to die after.
Yeah, it's knowing the games that I got rid of now, I slap myself. But I had my old copies, then sold them, and I never got them again. Then you were getting rid of them, so I was like, give them, please. So I'm happy I have those.
Yeah.
Black Label and everything's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you have one more, yeah?
Do you want me to go or do you?
Is there meowing happening?
Yeah, Salem wants to be let into the room.
Not now. It's episode 50.
I know.
Cat free.
Freaking, we can have a star appearance by my paraplegic sister Salem.
Although, are we just going to hear meowing this whole time?
Probably.
Let's let her suffer through games.
Wow, that's rough. Yeah, we'll free her.
What do you... why don't you go? We'll do yours.
Okay, so my second favorite game, but
favorite?
No, this... It probably is higher up than Kingdom Hearts, I think, but it's Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure.
That game defined me as a man.
Yes.
Anytime I meet a woman, I'm like, I beat Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
And that's the start.
Right.
That's how I pick up chicks.
Right. It makes sense.
And they're like, oh.
Right. The ones who get it.
Yes.
The ones who don't, you're like, I'm not even interested.
Right. I can't even spend time with you.
Right. Why are we here?
That game, man, that game.
You freaking love it.
I love it. I have played that game.
Outside of nostalgia, what is it?
I think it is the best example of Sonic speed. I think in no other Sonic game have I ever felt as fast as I have in this one.
That is a great gauge for a Sonic game.
But at the same time, it's because they didn't know. I feel like they accidentally made them too fast. Like, I think because the levels are made for speed.
Yeah.
But it's like, they're like, whoops, they put a dial up and Sonic's double.
It's out of control. Whoa!
But that's what it is. It makes.
Sorry.
Ay.
Sonic's too fast.
I'm so upset. So
they made him too fast.
They made Sonic way too fast. And other characters, Tails and Knuckles, both incredibly fast. Amy and Big, they're like snails. But other than that, the variety of gameplay in this game is so amazing. Yeah. So Sonic's levels are all just like running through like speed levels. Tails levels are races where you have to race against Sonic and other enemies to beat them to the end. Right, okay. So you have to be faster than Sonic, which Tails might be faster than Sonic in this game. Because he can fly. But
okay.
Hold on, I gotta catch my breath. I was so excited. So excited. I don't know why I lost it. I don't know. It's because I did that crazy jump, but I'm like out of energy.
Yeah, it was a crazy jump. That was nuts.
It was probably like an inch.
I feel bad for everyone listening because you missed a crazy jump.
Seriously, this is a reason to watch the Vodcast. Yeah. Vodcast number 50.
Number 50.
So Tails is races. Knuckles is like hide and seek almost. You have to go and collect the Master Emerald pieces.
Yeah.
Amy's is your like survival horror. You're being chased by this giant killer robot that if it grabs you, you lose. You die.
Huh.
So you like defend yourself with her hammer, I guess, but your goal is just to run. And Biggs is fishing, which that sucks. But it's so that I originally, when I played that game, I couldn't beat it because I didn't understand the fishing mechanics. As a kid, I could not for the life of me beat it. So I never actually beat Sonic Adventure until I was probably, when it came out again on GameCube, the DX edition.
Yeah.
So which is cool.
Fishing games are the worst.
I've learned to love it over the years because I've played it so many times. I'm like, well, I'm gonna play it. So I might
played a fishing game though.
Yeah, they're weird.
Okay.
But yeah, so just the variety alone is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's got open world elements. There are collectibles. There's the Chow Garden.
I love open world elephants.
Yeah. I do too, I guess. Oh, they're sailing. She's in the walls now.
How many are there?
Multiplying. Big the cat. He's a cat. She knows.
Oh.
There she is. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Just quick intermission while we let the cat in.
Freaking animals.
Greetings, beast.
And she's ruining my Sonic Adventure talk.
I know. How dare she?
So yeah, gameplay amazing.
Gameplay amazing.
Gameplay amazing.
Meet Tim. Tim like Sonic.
Tim like Sonic. I don't even need to say it.
Why is she over here? You don't even need to say what?
The soundtrack.
Oh!
It doesn't matter now what happens. I will never give up the fight. There is no way I will run away from all of my friends. As long as the voice inside me says go, I will always keep on running. There is no way to stop me from going to the very top.
Oh!
And it has.
Inland elf speeding ahead.
It doesn't have that, but it does have. Pop, pop, pop.
Oh, that's my favorite reflection, I think.
That was a surprise I was keeping. I knew I'd bring it up eventually.
So good. That might be my favorite reflection.
It's so.
That moment is so
I
hilarious.
wanted it to disappear, but I knew I had to bring it back.
Oh, I wish I had it saved. I want that to be my ringtone.
I think I have it somewhere. I don't want to give it to you,
Put
but
it in the video. I can find it.
So yeah, it's got the best soundtrack. Kingdom Hearts is very close. I didn't even talk about that. That is the best orchestral soundtrack ever.
Mine, the soundtrack comes up in mine too.
They had Kingdom Hearts Symphony playing in New York, and I was like,
"Tell me about that. That's crazy."
I wanted to go to it so badly, but I missed it. Anyways, I mean, I couldn't say more about this. I've played this game, or I've beaten it probably 8 times.
Wow.
Dreamcast, GameCube twice, Xbox twice, PS3, and then I'm working on it on Dreamcast right now again.
Handheld.
And the handheld, yeah. I'm so excited.
It's crazy.
So it's like Batman. I could put it in and play it endlessly. I could repeat every line. I know the sound effects that come up at certain times. Like even the game over, when you get a game over, I love that music. It's like beer, 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 and it's scary and creepy. And I could talk about this game forever. If I could marry it, I probably would.
Yeah.
Except for chicken. I would take chicken first and then Sonic Adventure. But
that's fair.
I don't know what else to say. Play it. I would say play it, buy it, love it.
The
motto.
Would say that.
I would.
Yeah.
All right, talk about your game.
All right, fine. Jeez.
You're welcome.
Fine.
Probably sucks though because it's not Sonic Adventure.
Shut your mouth. My game trumps your game so hard.
Let's hear it.
Best game in history, Shadow of the Colossus, hands down.
Wah, wah.
Again, I've discussed it at length, but I just want to get into a couple specifics.
It's got a terrible soundtrack.
Oh my gosh, the soundtrack is so bad.
You can't even run in that game.
Not even at all.
Like they turn the speed way down.
Right, it's not even beautiful or fun to play.
That's what I'm saying. And Big the Cat's not in it.
Right.
He doesn't make his star appearance.
There's almost no fishing in it.
There's nothing. I'm so upset.
It sucks. The only fishing you do is for a giant water-dwelling cave monster.
And like at that point, why even put it in there?
Cave-dwelling water monster, maybe?
What'd you say?
water dwelling cave monster. Can it be either one? I don't know.
I think so.
Whatever.
I mean,
enough jokes. This game is the best.
That game is so good.
All right, here. So I was sitting thinking about it. Why is it my favorite? It holds up so hard. It's so beautiful, and it's because of the simplicity of the design and the gameplay. I was just thinking about like the vastness of it. I was having a conversation via Facebook with a friend who was saying like the concept of that game should not have worked, and he's right. Like, if you pitched a game that's like, all right, so nothing happens except you ride on a horse and you find bosses. You only fight bosses. But that is exactly why the game works.
Oh, absolutely.
And what is so beautiful about it is the vastness of the landscape. You're just on a horse, wide open.
They don't tell you anything.
No,
they start you off, and you're like, good luck.
Right. And there are some interesting clips at the beginning, some cinematic.
Yeah, like kind of story, like
a little bit, but you don't know really what's happening. You just know there's a love interest. She seems to be unconscious, and there's some spirit thing talking to you. And even the sound design there is really cool. The voice is just like, just like this ethereal voice, very airy and kind of weird. And then I mean, it again, the gameplay is simple, but it's interesting enough that, there's a couple that, like, with the variation in weapons, but nothing really changes throughout the entire game.
No, I mean, you don't get more than the bow and the sword. Like
you don't upgrade.
Yeah, you can get like the lizard tails, which gives you a better stamina bar.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, and every time you beat a boss, you get a bigger stamina bar. But that's it. Like it's nothing, not much to it.
No, I mean, it's just the strategy of discovering how do you defeat each boss, and the two things. The second thing outside of just the vastness of the maps that make the game so beautiful, is the size of the bosses. Just something so massive and huge is just like really amazing to look at.
Yeah.
So those two things, I think, are what make the game so memorable.
Plus the design. Everyone is so different.
Yep.
And they all look so amazing and so creepy and like just
and it's
beautiful.
That intrigue. It kind of builds this suspense after you fight the first one. It's like, oh my gosh, like, is this what this game is like?
Yeah.
And then each one, as you're approaching, it builds a suspense that is I think is highly sought after in games, where with this one you start to realize like, oh, when the game brings me into an area like this, you're starting to look at the landscape like, what am I about to fight? Because somewhere a creature's going to come out, and you're going to have to figure out that landscape and how it plays into defeating it.
Yeah, like, am I supposed to like climb up to the top of this castle and jump onto it? Can I just climb up its leg?
Exactly. Like, do I have to use the bow? How big is this one going to be? And the final Colossus in that game is just an unbelievable section of the game.
It's so good.
And the soundtrack is one of my favorite video game soundtracks, hands down.
Yeah.
And it just lends itself to the whole beauty of it. Like, I think the game is just really pretty and just really immersive, and it's just my favorite. And it holds up so well. So well. And I know I haven't even played any of the remastered versions or anything.
Oh, man.
Only played it on PS2.
I know, it's funny when you're such a big fan of something, you want to get your hands on every possible like incarnation of it, everything you can. So yeah, the HD versions are great. But not much, like, many differences. Just looks nicer. Did you ever climb that, like, to the secret garden at the top of that super, super tall spire? Like, you have to have a full.
Is that the one in the water or no?
No. It's once you, like, right before you beat the final boss, you, like, have to get your stamina bar as full as possible and climb the super tall spire to, like, a secret garden at the top.
I don't know if I did.
Just something to think about next time you play it, because it's like it's really cool.
Crazy. Okay.
It's something, and it's like, I'm such a big fan of Sonic Adventure and Kingdom Hearts that I have done everything I could in that game,
right,
just to experience
it,
yeah. But Shadow of the Colossus is great in that idea where, like, now you have collectibles to look for, and you want to know what's at the top of that garden. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's another reason to go back and play that game.
Cool. Yeah.
Because it is. And some people, I mean, you can have your stamina bar over multiple playthroughs.
Yeah.
So some people beat the game 3 times and still don't have enough energy to climb up that wall. Like,
crazy.
The bar is huge.
Huh.
So something to think about.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't even need a reason to go back and play it again, but I will now look for some things.
Yeah.
Such a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Holds up. It's one of the few games I've beaten multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend it to anyone because if you like video games at all, if there's any aspect of video games that you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt that you'll enjoy this game.
Yeah. I think it's a little tough if you don't play video games. Like, I think it's kind of hard to get into, but it's such a good game where you want to learn
exactly
how to get better at the game to play it. Like, it's something that's just so interesting.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good game.
Yes.
My personal favorite.
Oi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next category.
Oof, we are in books.
Books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you read anything good lately?
I like books. I don't want to sound like a jerk.
You got one?
Yeah,
time,
I got one.
All right.
Because I don't read much.
That's fair.
But I would say probably, and this is a comic.
That's fine. It's still
I think I've read like 10 books in my whole life.
Yeah, you'll read more.
Sure. So the comic I picked, Watchmen.
Never heard of it.
Wow. So that's
an excellent pick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it.
Give me 3 reasons why it's the best thing you've ever read.
The best thing I've ever read. Well, obviously the characters.
Okay.
I think it is a very serious take on superheroes, like a very realistic take on it.
Is that your second one?
No.
Okay.
But I like I like how it was represented and how adult the whole book was.
Right.
2, the art. I really, really like the art in that.
It is great.
It's like a lovely mixture. Like just the colors. It's
so the colors very unique in that book.
Like Dr. Manhattan is a bright blue, and every panel he's in, like he gives the whole panel a blue shine. Like even if he's off panel, you can tell there's a blue shine coming in. Like how they did the colors and the art is just very, once again, realistic, but cool. Like it's just, you have a sense that the characters are still like on the other side of the panel.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's something cool that feels like fleshed out, I guess.
Yeah.
So the character and the story, it's such a good story where like you want it to go one direction, you want it to, you almost want happiness, but it's so, like I said, realistic. It just goes like downhill to the point where you're like, okay, I'm depressed now, but I'm happy I read it.
It makes you feel some things.
It does.
It's very powerful,
and like it almost makes me not want superheroes in the world just because of the things that go on in it and the story and like what happens to these characters and other characters throughout the whole
insane.
book.
It's so crazy.
It's but it's just, out of all the comics I've read, this one just like left a lasting impact on me that I'm like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is real good.
Oh, it's so awesome.
And with that, I mean the movie's awesome too. Like it's, if you watch the movie, read the book. If you read the book, watch the movie or read the comic. Just because they both play off each other very well.
They do, and I think the book is such an experience because of just the nature of reading something and going page by page, and the story's so ominous that like as you get pieces of the story.
Yeah,
I think the movie's great. I think Zack Snyder did as good a job as anyone could do with the Watchmen movie, and visually, they really captured that feel.
Yeah,
and all those same emotions. So I agree, do both, experience both.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to read it.
Yeah, because there is big differences between the comic and the movie. And I finished the comic before I saw the movie.
I did too. I made a point too.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did.
Me
because
too.
the comic story is great, and when you see the movie, you know the story. Like the bits of these characters that they don't talk about. So, definitely read that if you like serious, like V for Vendetta almost, or like
same writer.
Yeah, Alan Moore, right? Yeah. So if you follow him, Alan Moore, he has he done anything since like
Alan Moore has a very interesting story. He did
did he do Swamp Thing, I think?
Yeah, he did Swamp Thing. He did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, geez. So he's done all the good books.
He's done, I mean, he's an amazing writer, but super weird dude.
Yeah.
Like he wanted nothing to do with the Watchmen movie. He's very, very interesting character, but he's an amazing writer.
Absolutely.
You just look at his notes
at
the end of the Watchmen like collected edition. So specific, like hundreds of pages worth of notes for like an issue of Watchmen. That's why the art and everything is so intertwined with the storytelling, and it's just crazy. He's an interesting mind, Alan Moore.
Yes.
Yep. Excellent choice. Mine is also in the realm of comic books.
I think I know it.
You probably know. Bill Willingham's Fables is the greatest thing I've ever read. It's a universe that I just can't believe exists, and I kind of got to the bottom of why I love it so much. It is the ultimate crossover.
Oh my God, it is.
Everything like we talk all the time about how much we love crossovers. Is the ultimate crossover, and
it's just like the fairy tale crossover. Like
yes,
okay,
but it pulls from stories of all kinds, of all ages, you know, ancient and different cultures, fables, and fairy tales, and puts them all together. And the other thing I said, it was kind of a theme of my favorites, that it's all cross genres. Fables is,
oh my God,
romance, horror, mystery, fantasy, action. It is all those things, sci-fi, and all written extremely well. Action, there's espionage, like
action again.
Did I say action already?
I said action, then you put it in the list, and then you just randomly
want to
said
make
it again.
sure
action
is in there. And action. And, sorry.
Hey, is freak in there?
freak. And it's all of those things are written so well, and it's not like, oh, this is a weird like issue where they try to be creepy. It's like, no, this new villain is horrifying, and it's similar to Shadow of the Colossus. This is, anyone's like, what comic should I read? Fables every time, 100% of the time. And it also spawned a bunch of cross media that is incredible. The Wolf Among Us, the Telltale game. Also, there's a ton of trades that came out, a couple spin-offs. Cinderella had 2 graphic novels. There's Jack of Fables, which is Jack Horner in all his crazy antics and his adventures. There is the book that, what's it called?
Fables?
It's Fables, but it is...
Fables Handbook. Fables...
Peter and
the Giants.
I forget what it's called, but there's a Fables novel that came out. It is equally as amazing as the comics, and Bill Willingham is just an incredible writer all around. And there's no moment throughout the series where you're like, this arc, at least for me, there was never a moment where I was like, this arc isn't as interesting. And it always just kept me engaged. Peter and Max is what the novel's called. That was probably the most activity my brain has done all at once in a long time. It was very difficult.
You were like typing and talking and...
and I think the reason I loved it so much is because of the span of genres and characters, and always stories that are just like so deeply intertwined. And it would do similar to what you were saying with Breaking Bad earlier. They would introduce a character, you wouldn't see them for like half of a trade, maybe more, like an entire story arc, and it would be like, remember this character, and it might even literally say that because of the way that it's written. It'd be like, remember we met this character a few issues ago or whatever, and you bring it back up and you're like, wow, how do I remember so much about them? I just read this entire other arc that took place, and it's just always engaging.
That's something magical, because Fables has so many characters.
So many.
Like, so many characters. All with, like, almost difficult to pronounce names. Like,
there are
or tough to remember names. So it's amazing that your brain can capture that. And that's all of how he wrote it.
Right.
And that's like his adjectives, the way they talk, how they're drawn, like your brain.
Right. That's another thing, because there's so many from so many different cultures and different backgrounds. I mean, there are different languages, different cultural tendencies in certain characters. There are, even the settings change so much, because you go to where Aladdin's from, and then you go to where Cinderella's from, and then you go to where all the animals live, and then you go back in time, and then there's wars, and there's all this and in the midst of it, there's all this incredible relationship stuff, and it's just all so well written, and it's very long running, and it's this whole universe that exists on its own, and I've never seen something so vast, built so well. Yeah, is how I feel about it, and so I got a huge tattoo of it. Yeah, and that's how much I love Fables.
That's amazing.
And I want to know where your Watchmen tattoo is.
Not there.
You could get the comedian thing.
Oh yeah, of course, the Watchmen logo.
You have to, yeah.
I do want to say honorable mention for video games. I was just thinking.
Let it go, Tim.
I know. Super Metroid. I don't know how I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I love Super Metroid. I love Metroid as a character, or Samus's character. Yeah, but anyways, that's just because you were saying tattoos. If I ever got a tattoo, Samus. Yeah, it's probably just her helmet. Anyways,
on your face.
Yeah. So yeah, Fables. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
That's something I've never finished it. I mean, I've only read a few books, a few graphic novels, up to Pinocchio Wars or the Wood Wars or whatever. But yeah, it's amazing. It's such a.
It only gets better from there.
Yeah, of course it does, because it's amazing. It's over too. They finished it.
Yep, they finished it. There's I think it's coming back to some degree, but I don't think it's Bill Willingham. It's probably still good. I haven't read anything written by someone else, Fables related. There's still, you have to be careful with the universe and do it well. I feel like otherwise it's just it wouldn't hold up because it's been written so well. Yeah. I feel like there's got to be pressure on whoever's writing it outside of Willingham, because he's a genius. And that is my favorite book.
I thought you were going to slam the table.
I thought about it, but I keep slamming tables and stuff, and the mic's making weird noises in our recording, so I'm trying to do that less. Anyways.
Wow.
Should we move into music?
Yes.
All right, let's do that.
What are you listening to?
All right, I'm going first this time.
Yeah, music. This is your genre.
Yeah.
I mean, not genre.
Category?
I guess so.
I don't know. Whatever. I went with favorite album.
Okay. I did both favorite song and album, so that's good.
I went favorite album just because whenever I think of favorite music stuff, there are a couple bands that come to mind, but I can always tell you what my favorite record is, which is Trainwreck by Boys Night Out. A lot of it is because this is a concept album, and I've always loved concept albums.
Which... For those who don't know, what's a concept album?
There's a linear idea that connects all of the songs throughout the entire record.
Whether it be a word or a sentence, or each song is about the main theme.
Yes, more like that. So there's a band, Plea for Purging, and they have an album called Depravity, and the whole record kind of is about this journey of descending into just a very dark place mentally, and what that's like, and every song kind of progresses the story, so it could be something like that, or in that one it's less of a linear story, and it's more of every song is around that idea.
See, there's some specialness to that.
It's still the idea of storytelling. I think that's why I'm drawn to things like that, and seeing how everything actually is linked. This Boys Night Out record, first of all, it's amazing. I fell in love with it originally just because of the music. This was during, it was early 2000s. I want to say it came out 2005, and it was, the record it's very I guess you'd call it post-hardcore. It was around a very strong, screamo scene, or screamo era, and their record had such a good mix of, and all of them did. They had one full length before this one, and they both had this solid mix of singing and pop punk parts, but also some kind of breakdown-esque parts and lots of screaming. So I just loved everything that they were doing. And then when Trainwreck came out and I really started getting into it, you start hearing, first of all, there's this creepy, weird intro, and a voiceover from a doctor talking about his patient who's going a little bit crazy. And then when you listen to the record enough times, you start hearing repeated lyrics throughout the whole album. Different songs will have the same lyrics.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, and you start kind of that. For me, I just loved it so much. I was listening to it a lot, and then I started being like, what is the whole like thing here going on? And start looking into it and reading and watching interviews and stuff like that. And I believe it's the guitarist who wrote this short story, and it's about a man who has a night terror and kills his wife, and he's asleep when it happens. And it's the whole record is him dealing with that, and how music relates, or how he uses music as medication and all this stuff. But musically, it's incredible. Like the guitar riffs throughout this album and the song structures are like, they're just kind of unlike anything I've heard on any other album. Like to me, it doesn't really sound like anything else, which is why I kind of struggled with like what genre or era they came out in, because it doesn't sound like anything else to me. I understand why they fall in that genre of you know, post-hardcore, screamo, that kind of thing, emotional hardcore, but they just have always sounded like their own thing to me. But that album and the focus to detail in telling the story throughout the whole album has just always blown my mind.
Yeah, it's just, see, that's awesome that you caught that it was one story together. Like you were saying earlier with the storytelling, like it makes an album extra special when you know they took extra time to make a story on top of all the music they're already making.
Right, and it keeps you so engaged once you realize it, because I mean, I've had long discussions with many of my friends who love this album as well. And when you can talk about like, oh, I think he put this here. Did you notice that he did this here? Because this came after this. And then there are even a couple discrepancies on there where it's like, you know, there's a lyric about him cutting off his own hands, and it's like, how did he do the second one? And then, you know, there is a line about him setting a table, but it's after the song where he removed his hands. Oh, and then it's like, oh, was that a dream? Or is like, there's just all these things to consider, and the album ends in a way that's like reminiscent of lyrics that you've already heard earlier on the album, and it brings it to this like amazing conclusion. And it's just this whole piece. It's an album that I really don't ever listen to without starting at beginning to end.
I was about to say, it's like, it's very difficult to get an album that you like every song in it. Like 90% of the time you get it because there's one song you heard that you really like, and you're like, oh, I'll try all their other things, all their other songs, but then not all of them are hit. But with Trainwreck, it sounds like
I have to go beginning to end with it. It's its own experience.
How are the songs individually, though? Like,
they're great.
Okay.
Amazing. I love each song individually. And the first song I heard from them actually was on a compilation off of that record. Their label had put out a compilation, and it was Composing, I believe, was the track that they put out. And I heard it, and it was unlike anything else because it wasn't as heavy as everything else that I was listening to at the time. Yeah. So it kind of caught my attention. I was like, oh, this is way different. And then I bought that record and freaking blew my mind.
And there we go.
Yeah. It's really good. And
that's awesome.
I have heard the like single tracks out of context of the record before, and I love them. I mean, they're awesome songs. But I can't like skip to the middle of the track unless I have one of the guitar riffs stuck in my head or something like that.
Yeah.
But typically it's beginning to end every time.
That's incredible.
Yep. So it's my favorite album of all time.
I love it. Do you have a favorite song?
Favorite song? In general?
Sure.
Woof.
That's a tough one.
I don't know if I do.
Because I couldn't pick an album. I don't, you know me, I'm not a big music guy. I like music. Sure. But I mean, it was easy for me to pick a favorite album. Yeah. Video game album. Sure. I could have picked just like...
Album's an album, bro.
Well, of course, it's the Sonic Adventure album.
Of course.
It
has to be.
It's such a beautiful mixture.
I love it.
I just... this friggin' game consumes my life.
Yeah.
It's just a good mixture. It's got songs with rock. It's got like some funky songs, like 70s.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
They have rap. They have like
the Knuckles rap.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They have like it's just a fun variety, and
great.
and I could sing any song. I remember it. It's just like overall just a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
But to go to what my actual favorite song is, because that's more realistic,
Sure.
more not realistic, but I don't know, something. It's
definitely more something.
More normal, I guess.
Something. No, I don't know what you're trying to say.
No, I don't either.
But carry on, soldier.
So hey, good thing you said that, because my favorite song is "Carry On My Wayward Son."
Oh, nice.
By Kansas. I love that song.
That was a great moment we just had.
That's what I'm saying. It's awesome.
All right. All right.
It's just like, it's such a good like pump up song. I get goosebumps every time I hear it, because it's just it's just so good. And like anytime I play it with my friends, we all jam out. We all like sing it at the top of our lungs, and it has the same feeling as "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey. Yeah, it's just one of those, like, I don't even know what it is. It's just so.
Sorry, I thought we were getting yelled at.
I know we should be going live right now.
We'll be going soon.
Soon enough. But yeah, it's just a song that no matter what, I could play it. Everybody knows it. It's what I think a song should be. It just like gets you grooving, you know. So
yeah, that's a good one. One song actually just came to mind.
Yeah.
I think Sunday Morning by No Doubt might be my favorite song.
I don't know if I know that one. I mean, I might know it if I hear it, but
I'll have to play it for you.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything by No Doubt.
But Tragic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tragic Kingdom is one of my favorite albums too.
Yeah.
And then I could talk music and favorite albums. It's another one for movies and music.
Yeah.
If we went each genre, I could give you one for each one, but a favorite for each one. But I think Sunday Morning by No Doubt might be my favorite song. It's just a great song.
So I know we're on music.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Sonic music?
It doesn't matter now what happens, I will never give up the fight. There is no way I will run away from all of my friends. As long as the voice inside me says go, I will always keep on running. There is no way to stop me from going to the very top.
It had to come up.
What's that song? What's the Escape song?
Escape from the City.
Yeah, that's the one.
Follow me, set me free, trust me and we will escape from the city. I'll make it through. Follow me, set me free, trust me and we will escape from the city.
Just that.
I think I don't know, because the old games, the Marble
Zone.
The Marble Zone one's real good.
How's that one go? So that so Escape from the City or Marble Zone.
What's your favorite?
It doesn't matter. Is the name of the song. It's Sonic's
It's
main
like,
theme.
all right, dude. Way to be passive aggressive.
Yeah, it's Sonic's theme in the first game, Sonic Adventure, and it is in the second one too. But
What about Eggman?
I am the Eggman. That's a good one.
That's a good
But a close second would be Chemical Plant Zone.
Which one? How's that go?
Wanna?
See, I almost actually knew what you were talking about, but no, I can't get the rest of it.
Because you were doing Marble Zone, I immediately forgot it. That's all that's in my head right now. But I know I love that soundtrack.
That
Like
sounds so good.
It's it's because you did Marble Zone.
I'm telling you, dude, that song is infectious.
I can't think of it, but I know I like it. I know it's a good one.
We should put it in the podcast.
Yeah, that'll be I don't know if I played it before, but I'll play it for the 50th.
All right.
That's
great.
But yeah, I want to know. We've been 50 years of Sonic music.
50 years straight. I haven't even been putting them in lately.
No, I mean,
you gotta send them to me.
Yeah, that's my bad. Okay, let's friggin' finish this up.
All right, here we go. Let's head to food.
Delicious.
No, I'm having a great time.
I'm having a great time too.
Yep.
All right, favorite food. Now, how did you do this? Did you just go favorite food?
I mean, I've always known my favorite
I
food.
think mine changed, man.
I mean, mine. Now, did you do a meal or just an individual food?
Mine's kind of a cheat because it is a food, but there are many different kinds of it.
Okay, I was gonna say.
What do you think mine is?
Yeah, then you can guess mine.
Okay.
McDouble.
Okay, yours is chicken. Some sort of chicken.
No, but
Okay.
it's
Mine's not McDouble.
Okay, good. So
How
we
many different kinds of McDouble do you think there are?
Big triple.
All right, who's going first?
You go first.
All right, so I also can give you my favorite restaurant along with this thing.
Okay.
McDonald's. Let's see, what's the best way to reveal this?
Wendy's.
Rachel and I went to a place the other day, new place in the area, at least new to me, and it was called Sumo Sushi.
Oh, Sumo Sushi!
And it was pretty good.
Sushi is your favorite?
I think sushi might be my favorite food. Now, prior to today, I was really thinking about this today. Prior to today,
yeah,
I may have said macaroni and cheese.
Oh, that's been your favorite for so long.
It's still one of my favorites.
If anybody ever
sure.
asks me about you, I say he likes the color purple, he likes mac and cheese, and he likes Ninja Turtles.
Those are all accurate.
That's your defining traits.
I will still take that.
Okay.
I think.
But now I have to say
mac and
sushi.
cheese might be up there, but I love sushi so much. And here's the thing: like, we went to this restaurant, it was dope. I got their dumplings, bro.
Oh,
yo.
Are you sure it's not dumplings? You love dumplings.
I do love dumplings. Maybe that's my favorite. I don't know, but sushi in general. So I guess I went with a meal.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what I picked. And then I've brought it up before. Shogun Sushi in Quebec, Canada is where.
Is that the conveyor belt one?
Not a conveyor belt,
Okay.
but they give you an iPad and it's a buffet. It's
Oh.
$16. You order whatever you want. They make it in the kitchen and bring it to you. The
is so
freshest and like the largest variety of sushi I've ever had. And it's unbelievable. And I just love going out for sushi.
Just wait till we go to Japan, man.
Dude,
you are
cannot
gonna
wait.
die.
I can't wait. So I think that might be like my favorite meal. Maybe if I had to pick an individual food, might be mac and cheese because I will still crush mac and cheese all
I mean,
day,
that's a
every
meal
day,
by
whatever.
itself.
It is, but you know what I mean? Like it
can be a side.
If I'm picking something with a variety, I think it's gonna be sushi because there's so many different kinds.
Right, you could go nuts with that. There's so many different.
I love trying all the different kinds. And there's a lot. I just love sitting
We still got to
down.
go.
We do, and we can go to Sumo because Sumo is really good.
Yeah.
It's not Shogun, but Sumo is pretty good.
That's good. I'm fine with that.
And it's a newer place. It's like 5 minutes from my house, so it's not far from here.
That's awesome. That's a real surprise.
Yeah.
I thought
I love it, man.
that's awesome though. Sushi's good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine's easy.
I almost feel like I betrayed mac and cheese.
No, you're fine.
And pizza.
And purple.
Nah. All right. What's yours?
French fries.
Really?
I love French fries.
French fries.
Because
That's a good one.
I feel like I'm almost a connoisseur of French fries.
Yeah.
Because throughout my life, with every meal I get French fries.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I'll have the sushi and the French fries.
Yes, I'll have a side. I love going to new restaurants.
Spaghetti and fries.
Yes, exactly. I will always order a plate of fries or a side of fries just to try it, just to see.
Right. So going to new restaurants and seeing what kind of fries they make.
Yes, because
that is fun. They're
I
very
love it because
different.
there's so many different. There's sizes. There's the amount of potato. There's flavors. There's salt. There's I don't know why.
Crispiness.
Yeah, exactly. And fries for me, it's just so easy. I could eat a bag of fries.
Curly fries.
Oh my God, curly fries. Best fries I've ever had. Eagles Deli.
Really?
Best fries ever.
Interesting.
My mouth's watering.
Do you have fries here? Because I'm trying to eat some
I don't.
fries right now.
See, that's why I hate talking about food because I get so hungry.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
But yeah, there's just something special about fries.
I agree with
and
you.
the Eagles Deli, they're just like fried to perfection. Just enough potato. It's a little dry, but a little moist.
They
It's
crispy
like,
on the outside, soft on the
yeah,
inside.
absolutely.
That's a good fry.
That
is a good fry, my friends.
Yes, and I could just eat them. I'll never get sick of fries.
Yeah.
I want to be buried with Doritos and fries,
Yeah.
just together.
What about fries? What if you crushed up Doritos?
Don't.
There's something here.
No, there isn't.
We're on to something here.
What I made the other day, bacon cheese Dorito fries.
Holy Christmas.
So it was cheese, bacon, and then I crushed up Dorito crumbs, and they were just like
On
giant
fries.
on fries.
We're gonna go make that?
No.
Come on, man. So your favorite food?
French fries. Yep.
French fries.
Tater tots very close second.
Yeah,
I don't know if
might even be in the family.
I was gonna say they might be
know.
part of the same category.
Yeah.
But tater tots are very
Hash
good.
browns, maybe we'll throw them in
But
there.
chicken's number 2. Just so
Doesn't even
everyone
count
knows.
at that point.
I know it
You
doesn't.
pretty much hate chicken. is
Yeah,
what you said
an
here.
ode to chicks was a lie.
That was it. Yeah, it was a lie.
Yep.
Oh, remember how good that poem was?
Yeah.
How long have we been recording?
It's 7:30 right now.
This is amazing. Are you ready to go live?
Oh. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Did I click it? I don't know if I hit it or not.
It says go live.
Let's try again.
Oh, 3.
Oh, the countdown.
2.
Does that make you nervous?
Yeah, I hate it.
Freak you out a little
Oh,
bit?
we're live.
We're officially live.
Live on both the future and the past.
Well, that's not live.
Well, that'll be the past though.
But that's not live at all.
That's live to people now.
It's not. Is it just us so far?
That's fine.
it
feels nice when it's just us.
You feel nervous right now?
I love justice.
You love justice.
Just us.
So I wanted to do some stuff that's a little more interactive
Mhm.
with our audience. You got anything from? We've been getting some messages.
Yes.
Some tweets.
Yes.
Some.
Nobody
reviews.
tweeted at us. We just got a DM, as the kids call it nowadays.
Oh, you can get those.
Yeah, direct message.
I've never used Twitter.
You don't have a Twitter account at all?
No, I do. That's a lie. I have a Twitter. I posted. I think I tweeted twice or thrice. Maybe.
When you say I tweeted,
I
like
tweeted?
you sound so old.
Well, I feel so old because I
Yeah.
like barely ever. What? Oh,
I know we can't even see.
I
Hi,
know they're like saying things. Facebook's saying things to us.
hi, Facebook.
Yeah, I tweeted a couple things. I don't really get how to use it,
Which
I feel like we should because people are contacting us via Twitter.
I mean, I know how to use it.
Then you need to do it.
That's true.
There's too many platforms to worry
I know.
about.
We just got to split it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it, and someone sent us a message. Let me pull it up here.
Pull it up.
All right.
What do you got?
So this is Twitter message
Okay.
from Both Eyes Missing.
That's a creepy and awesome.
It's pretty
handle.
cool. There's no numbers or anything with it. It is just that's what it is.
Both eyes missing.
Yeah. So it's like you're like this,
Similar to that. Yeah.
making
Right.
sure I'm real. Okay. And he/she. Should I say they? You know
Yeah.
what?
Go with they.
Thanks, Nate. Great, Nate. I blame you. I'm just gonna decline.
Yeah. Declined.
Is
So what
it
happened?
still-
Did that interrupt it?
Still looks
I
live.
don't know what happened.
Why would he call me right now? Maybe he's watching live and
You
decided
think
to
it's
ruin
important?
it. Doesn't matter. If
He
he's
could be
up,
calling. Wait, maybe that was a live caller. Maybe you should have taken it.
but then what would the video be like?
I have no idea.
Nice.
I have no idea.
Okay, so back to it. At Both Eyes Missing,
Yeah.
they said, "Is the Keep Up show dead?" No,
Nope.
no, it's not.
No,
Oh, he
no.
commented.
I got you.
Thanks, Nate.
Nate. Oh, shout out to Nate for being a jerk.
Yeah, but thanks for watching.
You did get us pretty good.
You did. You just messed with the flow.
How'd you know we were using Tim's phone?
He didn't.
Prank call.
What?
I just feel like nobody prank calls anymore. You can't.
You can.
Everybody's got the ID.
You can. Can't you do like *67 or something?
I don't
Or is
know
that
nobody does
redial?
that.
*69.
You can prank call businesses because they got to answer.
But who? Why?
But I don't know because it's fun.
You know what's fun?
What?
Rubber duckies.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Both Eyes Missing just asked if we're dead.
At Both Eyes Missing.
I apologize.
Yes. No, the Keep Up show is not dead.
Not dead. We were a little disheveled for a minute.
Is it called the Keep Up show?
No, did you just call it that?
That's what they called it.
They said, is this show, right?
The Keep Up show dead.
Well, they were just saying, is the show called The Keep Up dead? Just in different orders.
Is the
A
show
different order.
okay?
Is-
There's a bug now.
The answer is no, for sure.
No,
right?
yeah, we're live. What did he say? It was a prank.
It was a
'cause I
prank call
know-
because I knew you were live.
See, it's funny. You have glasses, but you saw that without your glasses.
That's true.
And
Maybe you need them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for asking if we're dead.
Yes, and good to know you're looking out for us.
Yeah. If anyone's in the live situation here and you have any questions or anything you want us to to check out for next week's episode?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say go ahead and post that.
Yeah, any movies, video games, music, food, books, technology.
You're just listing all the things that we're talking about on the show.
Oh, yeah, I certainly have. So you have something.
So I got a thing that this is just so funny to me. We have, some people may or may not know the history of our YouTube channel where we were the unboxing ring for a little bit.
Yes, we were.
And then people got really angry because apparently there's a web series called the unboxing ring.
They didn't get angry. They were just making jokes.
They were trolling.
They were trolling. Yeah,
real
absolutely.
hard. And it started to get more and more trolly, and I wasn't digging it. So then we came up with the keep up concept, and that's all history.
Here we are.
So we have this one video.
Yes.
Our Dungeons and Dragons video, which
it's our third video.
It's the third one we ever did. And it's very, very funny because it's goofy. We just unboxed some figurines, and we say in the video multiple times, neither of us are D&D savvy.
We know nothing.
I don't know
at that point in time, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, especially then. Especially then. So we did this video. For some reason, it has the most views out of any of the videos we've ever done.
Which blows my mind because it's like, comparatively to other videos, like with our higher quality, and we figured out lighting and audio and all this stuff.
Speaking of lighting,
I know, seriously, I know. We'll figure that out next time. Yeah, and it makes me mad because I'm like, go watch other things. Like, stay away from that one.
Like, but it's just, I mean, maybe we should be a D&D channel.
Seriously, we did, at this point, we got the viewers already.
Yeah.
So yeah, people have been commenting. There's been a lot of comments because of all the traffic. So.
Yeah. So one of my
Sarah just commented.
Hey, Sarah. Yeah, I know. 50th. It is pretty epic.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
That is very true.
Thanks for joining us. So this comment is just hilarious to me, and I'm going to give it the press it doesn't deserve.
Oh, nice.
It's probably the most negative comment.
Are you going to say his name or just leave him out?
Although I want to because it's funny. I won't say the numbers at the end, but it's Big Dad.
Oh, Big Dad.
So Big Dad says, you guys effing get 2 dragons out of 2 boxes and you don't even care. So I guess we're supposed to care. That's the other thing. I don't really know.
I'm pretty sure a dragon comes in every box.
I mean,
didn't we figure that out?
I assume all boxes come with a dungeon and a dragon. Duh.
Shut up.
He says, at $13 a piece, that's crazy. Now I know so little that I don't know if it's crazy expensive or crazy cheap. I have no idea.
Seriously.
You clearly have no idea about these minis. We said that.
So
don't review stuff you have no idea about. To which I say, I will continue to review whatever I want.
Hey, Brett, this is the iPad 2. What's your review?
It's in a case.
10 stars.
Nailed it. I think that's all the audience stuff we have.
But yeah, we will appreciate all comments that everybody sends to us. You know, reviews on the podcast.
It's called
iTunes. See,
yeah.
I get the future. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I love reading what people say because if I suck, I want to know.
Right. Yeah.
Right now.
And Big Dad will let you know.
I'm upset with Big Dad.
And Big Dad.
Oh.
So we are at the tail end of episode number 50.
Yes.
Maybe the longest podcast we've ever done.
Yeah. The one before, or the longest one before, I wish I could talk, was 2 hours and 19 minutes.
Yeah, it was the Batman versus Superman episode, I think.
It's almost as long as the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe even better, depending on who you talk to.
Right, yeah, it's possible.
Just offended some people.
Also possible. I want to start doing this. I want to start going live near the end of each podcast.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
That? It's fine with you? That's fine with you?
I mean, live's scary, but...
Yeah, whatever. We got to do it.
I can run away at any point, and that's fine.
It's true.
Oh, I had to do N Babel live.
I wasn't gonna bring it up. You can do what you want.
That's scary.
But remember, we're also recording for the Vodcast and the podcast.
Yeah. So you future watchers, listen. I'm not starting yet. I was just getting ready.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna roll out.
That's it.
I don't know.
We just made a quick, hey, how are you? And we leave.
Yeah. Well,
that's fine. If we start doing, we'll get more traffic. People comment and be like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we got a couple of our good friends watching right now. It's excellent to be here. Thanks for watching. But if we had the more people we get in here,
you just said that so fast.
Yeah, That happens sometimes. You know what that was? I paused and all my thoughts rushed to my mouth.
It's just like, let's
and then
go.
all flew out all at once. They're like, no, everyone. And I don't even know what words came out. But yeah, I would love for this to be a longer section. But I mean, we've also been going at it for about 2.5 hours.
Yes, we've been talking for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But I appreciate the times we had together, Brett.
It's been excellent. You guys are going to get the full episode. This is funny.
I know we're like,
but this episode 50 will be posted on Friday.
The Favorites podcast.
Yes, it has been the Favorites.
50 years we've been at this.
50 years. Our annual single podcast episode. This will be number 50.
Yes, and next week will be our 2-year anniversary. Did you say that? I don't even remember.
Yeah, next week. Next Friday will be episode 51 on the day of. Now, what was?
It's the 14th.
What was 2 years ago?
May 14th.
Like how? No, but I mean, like, how do you count it to be the beginning of our inception? Like the
May
day
14th.
The day. Was it our first release or was it like
our first? Yeah. So we were in a podcast.
What were we?
We were the unboxing. We were men.
Okay, so it was the first unboxing
ring. That's when we started our internet world.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's been a long, hard road, friends.
Yep. But thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, I think.
Thanks. There's no one on the iPad.
There's nobody over there.
Thanks for watching.
Anytime, Tim.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So I will see you and everybody next week. Yeah.
Next week for the 2-year anniversary.
Right.
Wait,
what?
If it's 2 years, but we're on our 50th year podcasting.
Yeah.
Is it our 200th year?
There's a lot of math and time travel and just don't worry about it.
Well, Brett, it's been great.
Signing off.
Well, and with that, I guess I'll start and babble.
I mean, that's up to you. I'm rolling out. I'm gonna go.
So, Brett, have you ever found?
Did I just break this?
You might have.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that'd be great at the end.
Oh, why can't I get out?
Great. Now the light is shining. Have you ever found a moment?
Oh, how long have I been sitting?
Where you thought your legs were broken?
Yeah, right now.
But they turned out just to be your eyeballs?
No.
And you're like, are you dying? And then you're like, what's the point of legs as eyeballs if you don't float?
Can we make fries?
We can make fry patties.
That picture's been crooked the whole episode.
You ruined the babble.
Welcome to episode number 50 of the Keep Up Podcast.
And episode number 50 of the Keep Up.
That's not how we're doing it.
That's not how we're doing it. Right, because I have to.
You got to do a random thing.
Yes.
And then the stuff's going to come in.
Okay.
Is this for the patrons?
This is for everybody.
Oh, great.